Doo, 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 doo. Hey, and look who it is. Okay. You
Who is
can't
it?
have, huh?
We're live.
Yeah.
Let me go
You
find
can't
it.
you can't have anything in motion without two gears. You can have one gear, right, Larry? But what the hell is
You can have
one gear
one
going
gear,
to
right,
be?
Larry? But
No,
what
not
the
too
hell is
much. That's why we have grinding gears. But sometimes the grinding is not what you want to hear. And that's what we're here to talk about today. A few things that you may hear while you're driving. Grinding gears, be it I'll be a fan, maybe it's a wheel, maybe it's something coming, maybe it's a child in the trunk. You never know. But we're going to get to the bottom of it, and we're going to give you some on the fly tips straight from Larry, the Larinator, and myself chiming in here and there when I'm confident of my answers, and we will explain these things. So, how you doing today, Larry? What's going on
I'm
with you?
good. Keep talking because I'm sharing this out on Twitter.
No problem. I can cover that. No problem. Nice link droppage. Oh, I can feel that with the vibration on the bed. Let's look at that. And so we're aware. But yes, the top 10, we're not so much top 10, but just general car noises that you and yours may run into while you're on your automotive journey through life. And one thing I can say, I think most of us will enter that journey. But there is there's the whole thing with public transportation, which hey, I couldn't be happier for. But I do enjoy going where I want, when I want, exactly when I want, and without waiting for the old red line. You know what I mean? Bridget knows all about it, Larry. She knows all about those lines down there, Back Bay and
Well, I have
Captain
to
Square.
hit her on
Okay.
right now.
Oh yeah. You can't say it. Cajun lady, welcome to the and we appreciate it. Well, Stacy, hi. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate that, girl. Enjoy your
Hi,
day.
Cajun lady. Hey, Stacy.
And if you have any car noises, Stacy, hey, we're live right now, and you can dial right in. You know what, Larry? We should have an on-the-go hotline phone number, right? Hey, Cordy, and I hear Rick going.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to share
Oh,
this. I'm trying. I gotta fucking get the thing and share it on a phone.
ah,
I'm
and
not real
Courtney has a
sure how to
car
do that.
question. And you know what, Larry? How the hell do we do that? Where the hell is this? All right, let's see. Courtney, hold on, honey. Let me pop out. Blah blah blah. We can't. How can I? Can I?
How do I get the link to this
Ah,
from my phone? Oh, share. Okay.
start Q&A. All right, we started a Q&A, and Courtney, you can go to the Q&A section of the whole thing. Here, let's start. Bam, ready? Q&A. Now you can go up there and you can leave any questions you have for us, and we can try to deliver. But now I'm going to switch tabs. So it's like going to live chat to top chat. You got to go up to the live, and then you'll see the questions tab, guys. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in there, and we will address them accordingly. How you doing, Cordy? I'm married to a motorhead. This summer, Larry, when you go to car shows, make sure you record it. Well, hopefully Larry can get out there to a car show.
Yeah, I don't know if I went to any last year.
No, I don't think
And
so.
I
I think
usually
Larry.
don't record it. I usually just take a lot of pictures.
Well, Stacy has a request. So hey, I'm sure that her husband would be just as fine with some pictures too. I mean, I'd be fine with it. I mean, what the hell? So
Believe it or not, I actually find them kind of boring.
who?
Car
Car
shows.
shows?
Mhm.
I've been to a few back in Pennsylvania. They were just
I
old
mean, they were
classic.
cool when I was
They were
younger,
cool to hang
but
out. I mean,
man, you
and the
get at my age, I need to hover around. Doing all
mm,
that fucking walking and just looking at cars that I wish I could fucking have and picking them
they're about the
apart where I see shit wrong or you know what I mean? Like, I like finding like my truck and getting pictures of good ideas that,
right.
that I like that I might do to mine. But aside from that, I'd, I'd rather watch a drag race. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hear drag races are loud, Larry. I hear they're very loud, and they can be very. You got to. Some people will bring even the little puffs that they put in their ears. But irregardless, um, hopefully Larry can make it to a show this year. I think last year the only place that he attempted to go was that fair, and then they were charging $13 for a small popcorn, and he wasn't having anything about it. Oh no, he never made it. Remember that? No, you were supposed to go to that county fair with all the good food, and then you found out that when you couldn't go, your buddy told you, "Oh, don't worry, Larry, because the food was
No,
so
yeah,
expensive."
no, I don't. I usually don't go to that one because it's parking and entrance, and you're $30 by the time you walk in.
Yeah,
They got 8 different types of food stands, but about 14 of each one. So it's just
yeah,
repeat.
yeah.
You want a gyro? Yeah, there's like, I'm exaggerating. There's probably 4 gyro stands, 4 pizza stands,
Is
4
is one of
fucking
them Theo's?
apple dumpling stands.
They have Theo's Heroes down there, over there. Stacy, that's interesting. I never knew that about you. I love learning new things
I've been
about
there
our
a couple
friends.
times. Well, basically all we ever did is walk around the food portion, and you have to walk past the grandstands and the area where they have like demolition derby and shit down these 2 long corridors to get to the amusements,
Right.
which isn't very much in that. In games, not a lot of good games. Like the
Yeah.
one wall's kind of lined with them, but
Yeah.
I'm
What the
over it,
hell?
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Maybe,
I'd
maybe,
rather go to this one up here that's free entry, free parking.
maybe 80 years ago, Larry would have
Who's cheap?
bit on the old hook, but not now.
No, I've been there and done that, and it's the same every year, and it's a lot of walking around, a lot of fucking people, and a
Yeah.
lot of bullshit.
I love that.
I hate dealing with the parking.
And what about you? You know what I love? I love the smell of gas. Huh? Can we all agree that the smell of gas is wonderful? I think,
Yeah,
I don't know what's better, gas, coffee, or
gotta have my
freshly cut
glasses
grass.
on.
Hey,
Hi,
Baggy, what's
Courtney.
up, Corny?
Hi,
Corny
Bag.
had a question. Now I got to go over to the question and the question tab here. And Courtney didn't put a question in yet, but Courtney, if you have you don't need to do the question tab, Courtney. You can just ask it here. But Courtney said she had a car question, Larry. So I'm interested in that.
Okay. Did she type it in the Q&A?
No, that's what we're waiting for. You put it in there. Oh, okay. Hold on. Maybe I missed it, Courtney. Sorry. Let me see. Oh, yes, she did. I'm sorry. All right. Courtney says, what does unleaded versus super unleaded mean?
It's got a higher octane rating.
Yeah.
If you have an older car, and okay, when you have a computer car, it's got something called knock sensors that when you get detonation, which is what happens when a car is timed for, its advanced curve and everything is timed for the fuel that you have in it, the octane rating that you have in it. The more octane is the faster burn. Lower octane is a slower burn. So when it's a
Right.
slower burn, you have to have it more advanced so that it fires way before the piston comes up and gives the piston the fuel time to ignite while the piston's traveling to top dead center, then fire down. When you have high test, you can really advance it so that it fires right at the top, basically, because it ignites so much faster.
Right.
It's
And that's
supposed to
why,
be better for your car, less carbon, and last longer. And you get
yeah.
more horsepower and torque out of it. Not much, but some. Some people notice this, some people don't.
Yeah. And
And
that's
here's the
exactly
thing.
why, as
Go
you get
buy
these souped up cars, they start putting ethanol, right, Larry? They
well,
switch
they
from,
run ethanol because ethanol runs cool. It's a whole nother thing, dude.
it's,
Ethanol
the,
runs cooler,
it's cooler.
so
Yes.
you can drive a big block in the summertime with a regular radiator, not overheat.
Right. And you can
It's a
hit
cooler
the
fuel
track.
charge. You can really, pump the fucking timing into it, and
Right.
yeah.
Hey, Julia, what's up, girl?
But in your
Welcome in.
passenger car, it's typically going to have in your manual or on your gas cap somewhere telling you what fuel to run. If it says
Yeah.
run 87, they've run 87 or 89.
Run
If
whatever your car says.
if you drive a Land Rover, okay, in the 2000s era, yeah, you're going to want to run the highest gas possible because I've replaced intake manifold gaskets at 14,000 miles because of people running cheap gas in them because
Yeah.
they run at a different fuel ratio.
They want to run the old 87, folks. Hey, Thunder.
You can run whatever you
No,
want. Like on my gas cap says I can run E15, which is 15. It's like E80, 87 or E85, like he was talking about. But it's only 15% alcohol. But my car can change itself when
Yeah.
it senses the amount of alcohol in it to burn that.
If you guys want your Supras to spit flames and your GTRs to spit, you run ethanol. You'll spit flames, but you can't do that with unleaded, unless you can get the stupid smear that these kids put on the freaking exhaust tips, Larry. That's what they're doing now. They got like dragon flames that you just smear them on and then it shoot. You know what I mean? It catches on fire, ignites, and it shoots flames for a few minutes or whatever. But
We're talking about car performance. We're not talking about jackassery. Okay.
exactly. Well,
Which
that's
is what all that is. If you want to hit the
exactly.
spit flames, you put on a straight pipe system and it'll spit.
Exactly.
No straight pipe.
I
which
thought he
is
was yelling at
illegal
me
as all
at first, folks. I didn't know what to do. He was yelling at me, but he wasn't yelling at me. He knows my thought. I don't like any of that. I don't like any of them rice burner bullshit. Any of these aftermarket mods for this drifting scene. First of all, drifting's the stupidest thing I ever seen.
Some people
Okay.
like it as an actual sport.
Yeah, and I know as an
It's
actual
not for the
sport.
street.
No, for a sport, I respect it, but I'm saying this aftermarket black market part of it, where they're just running around. You see the videos of people getting hit and everything. Hey, if they get hit, it's your fault. You should know you're going to a drift meet where they're just hanging out. Cool shit, right? Hang out with your boys.
I'd
have a
rather
good
go
time.
to a drag race. You just stand in back of the cars. Usually nothing comes
Yeah.
off the cars.
Usually you don't get hit.
Yeah.
So that's great, but I get it, but I can't. I
Well,
don't.
you
I
could.
don't like.
Like we went out to one. It was out on the highway, right?
Yeah.
And the two cars stop. Some guy gets out there with a fucking flag. We all pull up behind, and there's brake lights forever.
Yeah.
And we're in the right lane. Some fucking idiot doesn't see the stack of cars that are fucking stopped.
Oh, of course
All
not.
you hear is, ah! This dumb motherfucker goes off to the side and skates along right past my car, skates along the fucking guardrail. And then that's right when the guy dropped the flag and we all took off, because when they go, we go.
Exactly.
There's someone at the finish to know who ended, but we don't stick around. You just do your drag race and get the fuck out, meet back in town.
Yeah.
And then, and usually it's pretty like known who won.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody will
Of
go
course.
up and smoke and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's something I never got to do yet, a drag race. We haven't, we weren't really in the area where I grew up. I mean, for Christ's sake, my father, my
I
parents
grew up in Potts.
didn't let me have I didn't have a bicycle, Larry, and I was in the woods. Okay, so I started a little late, and I'm going to do a belch, but I'm not going to do it here because this is going to be a big one. I lost it. I fucking lost it. If there's something I can't stand, I'll take a burp. But you know what I can't stand? It's not going in the car, just to divert from cars for 1 second. I can't stand when you lose a sneeze or a yawn. You can't get a sneeze or a yawn back, especially a yawn or a stretch. Have you ever tried getting a stretch back? Like if you lose it, and then the kids come in, and you can't get that stretch back. You're done. The stretch is gone. You've lost it. Anyway, we're here to talk about some random car noises, and I don't mean random. I mean they are random, but there's something that affects all of us. Let me get rid of this tab. I don't need you. And these are just some little things in here to show you or to help you out on the road in case you need. And listen, you can always refer. This is immortalized here on YouTube, so you can always come back and kind of pan through. We could, Larry, we can even on this. This will be one of my jobs. I can go back and even do timestamps, right? And just say, hey, we're talking about this right now, so I can timestamp it for people that are on the go. You know, I mean, what the hell? Grab that.
Here, I'm gonna
Okay.
show.
I love
gonna-
my
I'm gonna-
on-stream
I'm
beer
gonna-
drinking.
I'm gonna show you what I grew up around. Okay.
Okay. Pottstown Cruising makes. Uh-oh, Larry's on the news, y'all. Let's go.
Decided
Woo!
to defy the law.
Welcome to High Street, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, cruising capital of the world.
It's like a scene from American Graffiti. Every weekend, cars and trucks and roadsters take to the streets in Pottstown.
Turn it up, Larry, if you can.
I
It
can't.
gets noisy and crazy
It's
and
okay.
congested, and some people love it.
I like the old cars, just look around. It's fun to do. That's innocent, no harm done.
I'm loving every minute of it. It's great to see these young kids having all these great cars.
But others hate it, especially those who have to live here.
Yeah, the old people.
Abusive, you see beer, you know,
Oh, beer's abuse.
it's just terrible, that's all.
They're
Go
all
f
obnoxious.
yourself.
You can't drive if you're driving. They hit you in the back
He's a
end of your
Karen.
car. You
Yeah.
can't- you
Oh,
can't make a
yeah.
left
At the
turn,
bank,
they
too,
won't
Larry.
let
And
you
the
turn,
grocer.
it's
At the
terrible.
grocer.
So the city passed an ordinance allowing only residents to park downtown at night. That was supposed to keep cruisers from loitering, littering, and vandalizing.
I remember Paul Moriarty.
I worked there.
Hundreds of
Pep
cruisers
Boys.
You did at the
protested
Pep
new
Boys?
law
Rewind
and
that.
paraded through
Let's
At
the
show
that
her.
Pep Boys, yeah.
Nothing else to
Rewind
do
that
around
shit. We
here.
need to see where Larry.
Try and take it away.
So far,
We're gonna
no
dox
indication
Larry's
the
old
city
work
will
right
ease
now.
up on the restrictions.
Oh, remember
but
the-
cruisers
they ain't
aren't
even
ready
got
to
no
ease up
cruisers
either.
anymore.
So police will continue the crackdown. No real problems here tonight, though. Police report no arrests, but they do say that they gave out an unusual number of traffic citations. In Pottstown, Paul Moriarty, Channel 3, Eyewitness News, Nightcast.
Didn't he play on the Eagles, Larry? Paul Moriarty?
I don't know.
Interesting news. I remember that. Look at this. Yeah, see, these are these videos where you're not going to get struck. This is where Larry and I know we're going. Oh, look at that. What is that, Larry?
Mustang.
Wow, that's a cross. I love cross Mustangs. Is it a 79, Larry? Man, I love me Oh, the El Camino? What the hell was that? Birthday! That's sweet. I like that. Oh, I gotta say, these are some cars. Oh, Corvette. Look at a Pontiac. I'm gonna look at this thing. I don't pretend here, but I'm learning. I know a little bit, though. The rest of it. But not like Larry. Larry can name everything out here. What's that, Larry? What's that? That's a Is that a Nissan Sentra up front there? I can't tell you what's on the screen. Was that a Chevy?
You see the Superbird just roll by?
Oh! What is that? What are those? Larry.
That was a Thunderbird. That's a Blazer. Camaro.
Oh, yeah. I know that. You know what? I used to love the Roadrunners, Larry. Those are nice cars. And the, look at this flex on there. How are they driving the Pottstown like that? What year was this, Larry? 91? 92? This looks like 90.
Yeah.
I remember I cruised Pottstown only a couple times in my life.
If
But
you
when
see
we
a
went
white,
to
if you see a white Nova with a black stripe down the side, that's my buddy that I was in a band with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, that's a, yeah. Look at what, how are they getting away with all these? Thank you, Pennsylvania State Police. Not the date. I mean, they were around. You know what I like too, Larry? I love the Barracuda. Those are some nice rods, man. Look at that. That's right, suck it up, y'all. Car content. inhale. Oh, yes. Now we're talking. I'll take that blue one. Karen! Look,
Hey.
Karen's there.
They were just everywhere for it.
Huh?
You should have smelled the air. All the race gas. in the air.
Yeah, I have
Sunoco
touched.
110 octane.
Well, I was like 16, 17 years old, 18 years old when I was rolling Pottstown, and that was only a couple times. But it was fun as hell. There's a lot of girls. Oh, look at that black beauty. A lot of girls out there. Oh, look at that. These are some beautiful cars. They're all slicks. How did they get it?
They're not. They're Mickey Thompson sportsmen.
Those.
The cops will
okay.
prosecute for having slicks.
Yeah. I got you. I heard about those. They're just on the limit.
Well, that's all they had back then was the Mickey Thompson
Yeah.
sportsmen. Or Hoosiers and slicks. But
How you doing, Karen? Hi, Misty. What's up, girl? Hey, Frank. Welcome in. Watch some Pottstown Fools. Yeah, Lowry was nipping around back here on the street. This is where we're watching back in the 90s. Oh, there was is that a Fox body? No. I'd love me a Fox body LA. Yeah, well, there's a lot of that around. Sorry, all my cameras are off for avoiding copyright. You know, Larry, in Pottstown on the main, what's the main road, like strip that you guys roll down?
High Street.
High Street?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've been down there a couple times. It's almost like
They
we're in
turned it all
Queens.
into single lane in each direction.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's the
Yes,
way
they
to
did.
That's some bullshit. That's a
But
way
anyway,
to get.
In my late teens and early 20s, that was every weekend, man, when the weather was nice.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you just go down there. We used to just, because, gas in these cars. So
It was expensive.
we always parked up at Uptown Tire, which was like halfway up the fucking strip.
Yeah.
They were filming from right on the corner at Pep Boys, which is
Right.
popular, but that filled up quick. And Pep
Yeah.
Boys stayed open, so
sure.
you couldn't park in their lot when they were open. You know. Right there on the corner, right where that guy was standing, Jim Swar usually parked. He had a tubbed out big block fucking with a blower, a Mustang.
She
He
was a
always
cool
parked
lady.
there. That guy used to do everyone's rears. He
Whoa.
was the rear guy to go to if you wanted a narrow rear 9-inch
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Well, you heard it here first, ladies. Jesus. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Well, yeah.
that was what I grew up around.
Yeah, that's I didn't grow up around that.
Now you know
I-
why I want to get my truck running so bad. Just bring back fucking memories of something loud and obnoxious going up.
and to have it, let's be honest here, just to have it. And Larry has it. He could turn around
That's
and
why I
look.
don't like car shows. I'd rather go watch that. Because
Yeah.
that's what we never went to car. Well, they used to have car shows where you get bored standing around a high street and you cruise up to the one shopping center and it would just be filled. And it was like people just sitting there with their hoods up and you walked around and fucking checked out the car. It wasn't a car show though. It
Right.
was just everyone goes, yeah, it's like, are you cruising tonight? No, I'm going to park up at the Giant
Yeah.
or whatever grocery store that was up there, the North End. And everyone's gathering up there. It's like, all right, so you go up there and have fun finding a place to park,
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
the big ass
but-
parking lot would be filled. The AMP in Uptown would be filled.
Yeah.
All the old guys went to Dunkin'
A&P.
Donuts. The old guys with those big round cars that are chopped and channeled.
Oh
right?
yeah,
They
all the
all the old heads, like these
all the
guys
hot
were in
rods
their
you pull
late
up, man.
40s, early 50s. They parked up at the Dunkin' Donuts because down in town, that's when the racers started coming around.
Right.
And
Wow, I can't
idiot
stand
fucking drivers. So the old heads started moving up to the other end. While and that was single lane, but we used to sit there and just watch the cars go by single lane. None of the racers went up there. They all would do the loop where it was still double lane and go back and forth like 8 blocks.
it. Yeah.
Where we would go uptown further, and you'd have the people when you cruised all the way down to Dempsey's,
Oh,
turned around
okay.
at Bob's Big Boy, you know,
I don't
and
remember.
cruised all
I
the way to
never-
fuck up, and turned around in McDonald's because they never gave you a hard time.
Oh,
You know,
Oh,
and that was
I
that was
remember
the
that.
loop.
Oh my God, I remember McDonald's being a spot because they didn't ever call the cops. I remember
Yeah.
that. Oh my God, that's like literally, Larry. That's 30 years ago. This is literally
Yeah.
30 years ago.
No, it's
you just literally brought back.
35, maybe more, yeah. Because we were doing that in the 80s.
That's crazy, dude.
That was late footage. That's when camcorders started coming out. Because we were doing it before all that shit. No one recorded on a phone. Someone was standing out there with the big monster fucking thing you put a VHS tape in. They're standing out there recording with that.
Yeah. Man. It's man, that's
If we
that-
had
that
camera
was
phones
nuts,
back
wasn't
then, dude, the footage we would have of just the races and the accidents and the fights and shit, you know, because
Yeah.
there was, you know.
Oh yeah, you get the fist fight down in
Oh,
there, and
yeah.
it's all over a woman because somebody looked at somebody's
all over
girl.
a car, all over.
Wow. See,
Hey,
back
man,
in,
I beat your
back
ass
in the
in that race.
90s.
Yeah, pop your hood. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? You got a cheater bottle of fucking nitrous, and then you start throwing down.
Oh wait, no, see, that's
You
different
know,
story, dude. That's different story, man. If you sign up for a race, you can see it now. Go on YouTube and look up or whatever.
But
Like,
usually before people race,
you'll
it's,
see
it's like pop your hood.
yeah,
It's like if
Yeah,
you're
well-
not going to pop your hood, I'm not running you because I don't know what the
Oh,
fuck you got going on
no,
under there.
well, but nowadays it ain't like that though, Larry, because everyone has phones right now, so
Yeah.
everyone's out, and
Could
I
you
know that sounds
imagine? Because there's only a handful of videos when you type in High Street Pottstown Cruise Night or whatever, or cruising, you know.
Mhm.
It was funny because when I first met Lori, right?
Take a look, see if I can
And
find it.
I went and met my father-in-law, right? And I'm down there talking to him. He goes, "So, well, what are your plans for this week?" And I said, "I'm going to go cruising." And he didn't know what that meant. He was very old, and he thought cruising meant going to try to find chick. Okay?
Yeah.
He looked at me. He goes, "If
Oh,
you ever
just
cheat on
straight
my
cruising.
daughter, I'll put a bullet in your fucking head." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Why?" He goes, "You're gonna cruise, look for other girls." I said, "No, that's not what fucking cruising is. Cruising is you go in a hot rod and sit at the side of the road and watch the other hot rods go by."
Huh.
It's like, my God.
Look at this.
What's up, Jaggers? What up, Frank? What up, dogs? What up, Thunder?
The boys.
Hi, Juliet.
You know this motherfucker here. All right. I'm trying to manipulate your words. What you're looking up,
Yeah,
so I can
just
find maybe
Pottstown
like a
High
secret.
Street and cruising
Yeah.
will come up, or cruising.
That's
night,
what I'm
cruise
looking.
night.
Yeah. All right. So
A
let's
lot of the
here.
footage is in the early 90s to mid 93, which is
Oh, well, here's a 10-minute one. You want to take a look at that? Let's take a
there's
look.
one where you'll see Jim Squires Mustang sitting there at the corner of Pep Boys, and you'll see Bob drive by. The buddy that was
I'm
in my
looking
band
for
with the white Nova with the
Th-
black stripe. He's only on there for a second. He just bloop, drove by.
Let's take a look here. And listen, Larry and I don't care. Okay? July 31st, folks, 1993. Cruising Pottstown High Street.
Oh, we got car footage.
Oh, this is in the car, isn't it?
Yeah,
I wonder
Some
if
of it.
all of this is from that car.
I've seen all of them.
Have you seen this one?
I've seen all of them.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one Bob's in. He might be in a couple of them.
We're back, Jaggers. You're dang right, brother. We don't care.
Maybe you'll get to see the whole circuit. Right now they're cruising. They're down from where Pep
How's the
Boys
audio?
is.
You want me to turn it down? I'll turn it down. So they can
Yeah, there you go. It's not
Yeah, I
nothing
know.
for audio.
don't know. There's some.
See, now they're going near the train station. Right down here is the turnaround.
Yeah.
You'll either see them all turn into Dempsey's or make a right and go around the block. That's what we used to do.
Ooh, this is Pottstown for real, you hear him?
There's Pet Boys.
There's me, Larry. There's a fox body. Look at that. Oh, look. What's that? Mustang. No, that's not. Ooh, yes.
Yeah, this is 3 years later, dude, from the one I played.
Is it?
Yeah. That was 1990.
Well, this is what you missed.
Look at it though. It looks just like that movie.
That's cool.
This is after Larry folks has retired from high school. Oh, yeah, there ain't no drag strip racing here.
Look at that Nomad.
Yeah. The cop is weed. Whoa. Like an ambulance, Larry. You gotta respect your rods, man. Look at the truck. Surprised you didn't have the truck flag on there. Back there.
Yeah, if you see a white Nova with a black Yanko stripe that doesn't say Yanko, that's Bob.
A what? A black with a white?
White with a black
Right
Yanko
with a
stripe.
black. That's great. I like that body type that year. I like the wheels, Larry, on that. Yeah, I like the wheels on that.
There's Swar's Mustang. See it? Tubbed out. Maroon Mustang right there.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting on the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Swar.
Whose
That's
is that?
Jim Swar.
Another Fox body. What is that? An LA? No. That's a 5.0. I don't know. I can't see. My eyes are what I'm trying to do.
And there's Swar's motor. He put a box over so you couldn't see what he was running under it. Like the carburetor.
Yeah.
That's Swar's Mustang.
You know these people, Larry?
I know a lot of them, yeah.
Oh.
If you see a burgundy Chevelle, that'd be Mark Rubright. Thing's nasty.
I love Chevelle. The problem is Chevelle's, I mean, or Novas or.
But see how everyone just stands around looking at the cars?
Yeah.
That's kind of what you did.
What the hell happened? Uh-oh, we have new footage, Larry. This is a whole new perspective here. What's going to happen?
I don't know.
Bogey and Ozzy's mama. Hey, welcome. We're just looking at car footage. We were going to talk about it, but we're having fun just doing regular car, general car things.
Yeah,
Right,
there's
Larry?
none of this that goes on down there anymore.
No. Oh, that's probably the only thing they had. It's probably all black screen. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, probably. That's a shame. I thought maybe they had. I'm gonna keep searching. I thought.
But you got to see Jim Swar's Mustang.
Yeah,
that's why,
maybe,
that's why
hey.
everyone went to him to get their Ford 9-inch done. Because he had, that's all he did was narrowed rears. That's where Bob got his done. And he got a 12 bolt out of something that was way bigger. He had to have it narrowed down for his Nova.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was too poor to have a car to run up there on High Street. I was always in Bob's Nova, though.
Yeah.
And when he raced, he made me get in the back as ballast. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this way is back because when you launch, the one side in the ass end was to go up, so you'd have me sit on the passenger side, and then it would launch better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? Thank you, Slumlord. We appreciate your service, Slumlord. Courtesy Slumlord. Go check it out. That's how you get away with it. This is again the same year, Larry.
That
This
might
is
have been Rubright that just went by.
Oh, look at that. Oh, my grandfather. Oh, look at this.
There's Mark Rubright again. Well, now that is
Just said
Rubright
that.
right there.
That's crazy. That's sick. Unbelievable. I hope you're doing well, everybody. We're just watching some.
Yeah, Rubright ended up opening a
Having a
hot
good
rod
time.
shop there in
Oh.
Boston.
Ah,
A lot of these guys, I mean, yeah.
and here goes the Nissan Sentra. Yeah, these are some nice. Footage like this. I recently found footage of the Bethlehem Catholic High School, their football games from back
See
in the
that
90s.
guy with the stacked bumpers
And,
on his four-wheel drive?
That was fun.
I knew him. He was a bully in high school. He's kind
Wait,
of a
hold
dick.
on. Who was the bully, Larry? We're doxing him right now.
Big four-wheel drive truck with stacked bumpers right
That
there.
motherfucker?
Yeah.
Huh? What a bitch. Come and try that now. He's probably dead, Larry. So hard for you.
Probably. He was in last years of high school when I was in junior high.
Mm. Yes. Look at that. Larry will take a couple of those. I mean, it's not his favorite car, but. Oh, he must have raced. Look at him. He winked at me, Larry.
You know what having if you drive around with your reverse lights on, like that one guy got his reverse lights on,
Yeah, how do you do that?
you got to put them on a switch.
Oh.
First
what
thing I
was-
did in my truck.
Well, you're an asshole. And so all you other motherfuckers.
No, I did it because I put an automatic in it, and I didn't
That's
hook
beautiful,
it
Eric.
up to the shifter,
Yeah.
so I had to put it on a switch. But most guys put it on
Oh.
a switch, so
Blind your ass.
if you flipped them on, it meant you wanted to race.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what that
I would
meant.
use it for
You get
blind-
caught driving around with your reverse lights on, yeah, you got a ticket.
I'm sure.
Cops knew what that was.
I'm sure cops.
Dude.
Yeah. Now all you got to do
Right.
nowadays.
They
do that is
they
have a
cracked
freaking-
down on the blue light, the blue dot on your taillight. They made your taillights look bluish,
Yeah.
purplish tint.
Yeah.
Cracked down on that shit.
Oh, really?
Yep.
And look at that. It's Larry's dream car.
No, it ain't. I had one of those, that bumper Nova.
Look at that. I love
Yeah,
any
that's
Nova.
weird.
I don't even care. I love all Novas, man. They're just gorgeous. Not all.
But you know
Oh, yeah,
what?
they all
Now
are.
these cars are going up for sale cheap. Because who wants to put the gas in to drive one of those? They're not practical. It was for cruising and for drag racing.
Larry, now here's a good question. I should ask you this in our and if folks, if you have a question for Larry or I or both of us, make sure to click the live or top chat is link or not link, but the
Hi,
tab
Gail.
top.
This is OBS.
Yes. Yeah, we're doing all sorts of unprovocable things here on this channel. Oh, I feel it coming back, Larry.
I don't think anyone... Share this out, guys.
No, we're doing good,
Come
Larry. We
and
see
talk
a
in the
lot of
side chat amongst yourselves if you want. We're just bullshit.
We are. Larry, the first time, right, you hear something coming at the car. You weren't sure if you heard it. You weren't sure if it was some type of topical thing. But then say, like, a day later you hear it again, right? And then, a couple hundred times, you try to put it in the back of your brain, and a couple times later, a couple hundred times later, it's still there, right? We're talking about common car noises, and Larry and I are going to be your one-of-a-kind, hold you by the hand and ears guide to all your car needs at one-stop location. Isn't that right, Larry? Lori, tell him.
Yeah, but car noises, you gotta kind of hear them. It's hard to
You do?
describe a car noise.
You do. Well, all right.
Yeah,
But
usually.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Starting off the list here, Larry, let's talk a little bit
If
about.
someone says, "Hey, I'm getting a squealing when I hit my brake,"
Yeah.
then you go, "Okay, that's either brake pads or you're grinding metal to metal." How bad is it? Is it a squeal or is it, you know? Oh, I
Yeah.
have a clunk.
Yes.
Well, when
Yeah.
does the clunk happen? What are you doing when you hear the clunk?
Right. Wait, in the break?
It's all subjective.
I
So if
don't hear.
anyone has a specific question,
Yeah, there's a questions tab. And yes, Emperor Fat Ass Dogs. I actually, I'll even pay attention to you because you brought up the Cybertruck. Now, I'm not big on EV vehicles. I'm not. I don't. Hey, I respect your what you like. Right? It's an EV, whatever. I don't care about that. It's a Tesla Cybertruck. All right. Um, I hear a lot of good things about it. Mostly bad, but I hear a lot of good things about it. I heard recently that Elon is going to step out of the car making business. I don't know if that was true. Larry, did you hear anything about that? Um,
no.
I hear it's quite a fluctuation of things with Tesla and what's going on, especially and I'll bite on that one is Tesla's Cybertruck. Okay, this thing has gone from what the hell is that to oh my god, what did I just waste all my money on to well, it's not half bad, but I only get 60% of what I paid for if I've even received it yet. To okay, the ones that have received it, people, what Cybertruck I like what Shaq did with his Cybertruck.
I
I
don't like
like
any of them.
I think they're I'll say this. I don't think they're ugly. I think
They're
this
fucking ugly as shit.
listen,
They
listen to me.
look like a stealth bomber. They're fucking
Yes,
ugly.
yes, they do. Yes, they do. And for the road, they're not appealing. All right, I get that. But hear me out. What I mean by that is, they're not ugly, is there's a lot worse ugly. Have you seen the new Eclipse?
Somebody hits your front end
I mean,
doing
that is,
25 miles an hour, and it clips their ear. Here's you, and here's the car, and they clip your front tire to a
yeah,
25, and it pushes the frame just a little bit. Guess what?
yeah. Hey, Frank,
It's
if that's
COVID.
if we can play that, we'll play it here, Frank. If Larry approves.
It's just pictures. It's not a video.
Oh, okay. Hey, Jose, you can share it if you want, Larry. What's going on, Jose? Good to see you, pal.
It's also somebody's personal fucking video that they put up.
Oh well, I don't want that.
I've
Frank,
played
can't
the
do that.
Cruise in Pottstown once.
Right. Yeah, that's and Larry, this is what remember when we played a little bit of, I know it's a little bit vice versa, but like the auction. See, I know you understand where I'm
What up,
coming from.
Jose?
People just don't care. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
some people, but that one, it's a specific person. They thank
Right.
somebody for making
Yeah.
the video.
Yeah, go play I'm at the zoo, the very first YouTube video. You're not gonna get struck. Well, actually, to be honest, you will get struck, but not by the content creator. You'll get struck by YouTube. And they'll probably give you like 10 strikes. Like if you would try to like do something with that. I'm at the or maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. Who knows? I don't work for Google. But
But when you wanted to do a show on noises, like it's all subjective. Someone has to go, "Hey man, I'm hearing a squealing from my engine when I step on the gas."
right, but I've even gone further than that, Larry. I've narrowed it down. For instance, let's talk a little bit about wheel bearing burrs.
Wheel
Okay.
bearing burrs.
Yes, wheel bearing sounds that you could now
The
wheel bearings
whirring
are
noise you'll hear. Whir.
well when you
Yeah.
especially now when you turn. Now I
It
think in my
changes when you turn in the front or in the back. It preloads the bearing different. Changes
right,
the noise.
and this is just one of the top 10 noises that will affect every car on the road if you drive it long enough. Wheel bearings, back when we were growing up, costed $150, 200. I don't know what they cost now, but expect to pay around $300 to get a wheel bearing redone as long as it's one. That's let's listen. Larry and I aren't here to fucking say,
It
hey,
depends. If it's a solid axle, it might cost you more than that because a lot of times they don't just
that's
replace the bearing; they have to
that's true.
replace the axle because the axle is what the
But
bearing rides on. And
I
if
know,
that
but we're just
area is worn down, then they have to take the rear apart and find a fucking axle, and that job's going to be
yeah,
about fucking $1,000.
yeah. And then see, this is the great divide. This is where it's nice to know a mechanic. And
And
you know
guys,
what's
I'm still in the '90s prices, so
yeah, and I
this,
just
this
up
is
it
why
by
I
a
do
couple
shit
hundred
myself.
bucks. Yeah, I up it by a couple $100. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But that's one tip. We're gonna go down the line here, all right, and we're just gonna bam, and we're gonna what we think, and definitely turning right, Larry. Though that will be a surefire,
Well,
and you can hear it from one side or another. You'll know what bearing is out. Then when you go, in my opinion, when you go to get your car fixed, do a little research on it right before you take it into the random shop
if
and say, hey, I think it could be this. If you say you think it could be this, at least it's telling the guy that's working
no,
on it no. Listen, Larry,
oh, and I
I've
got a
done it.
noise coming from up front. First thing they're gonna do is put the car up and do a shakedown, which is what you should be doing in your driveway. And you shake it top and bottom, side to side.
Right.
If it's top to bottom, then you have to look. Is that your ball joints moving or is that your wheel bearing?
Right.
And you'll know pretty quickly, you know.
Right. But I'm saying when you take having some type of falseness that you know what you're talking about,
No,
but
because it gets lost in translation where the service
oh, I
writer that
see.
you're talking to
But see,
writes it down. Customer would like his
it's
front
worked
wheel
for my whole
bearing
family,
replaced,
our whole family life.
right?
I mean, that's
Not customers experiencing a noise. The service writer will write down, customer would like the front right wheel bearing replaced. Where the mechanic's going to go, okay, order the wheel bearing, pull your car in, pull the old bearing off, put the new bearing on, ship it. You got to say, I have a noise.
yeah.
You don't diagnose
This is
for them because guys in the garages are dicks and they go, oh, okay, Mr. Mechanic, you want to fucking diagnose your own shit? We're going to replace what you said was bad.
well, that's why you say you don't know. You have to
You're
add in
talking,
the I don't know.
it depends. If you go to your corner guy that you've been going to for fucking 15 years,
Well, that's
right?
what
And
I'm talking about. I'm not saying take it to freaking,
if you go to a
brand new.
dealership, go, there's a noise coming from the front. Let them fucking figure it out.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm sorry, I'm stuck in my ways, Larry. All right, like you and I have differences raising how we would raise hens. Okay, it's not black or white here. This is a great situation, and this is all to each his own. But Larry's probably right about all of it. But wheelbarrow. What about let's talk. You were talking a little bit about earlier, Larry. People describe it like being chased by a helicopter, and sometimes it can be a
Do we have
wheelbarrow.
any
But
questions?
I don't know.
You're
Why
supposed to
don't?
be keeping track of that. You set up
Well,
the question.
I checked the questions a few minutes ago. There's no questions. Courtney had a question. We answered it to the best of our
What
ability,
was
and
Courtney's question?
we. Her question was, hold on. What does unleaded versus super unleaded mean?
Okay.
Like, come on, Larry, keep up with the program here. Hold on, now I gotta click all these things. All right, now, moving on. That screeching that you may hear at times. Listen, Larry, I remember when I was using the emergency brake for the brakes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people did that. And because I didn't have the money. And everything was worn, the pads, the rotors, everything.
Right.
I mean, the whole thing. I mean, the wheel was worn. I mean,
Right.
I was hit by a wheelbarrow, Larry, and I hit an owl driving home into work. It's not my fault. It was a 1998 Chrysler Sears. And we
And the
dubbed
wheelbarrow just pulled out in front of you.
No, I was like an 11-hour day at work, right, dude? And I'm driving down 611, right? You know that. I know you know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm driving 611. You know where Warings is on 611?
No.
Well, I was driving on 611, and I'm driving, and this fast forward. There's a utility truck in front of me, and it had a wheelbarrow which they didn't secure enough, and it fell off, and Now I'm doing 50, 60 miles an hour. Larry knows the speed limit is 55 down there at 611. And I'm driving, and now I have a wheelbarrow coming towards me. And you have to imagine the truck was also going 60 miles an hour. So what does what does an object with one wheel and two metal, a double pod. So now it hits. And of course, no, it doesn't flip on the side. The wheel keeps it upright. It doesn't go off to the side. It's traveling. It's right down the center. It's coming right at me. And I'm like, okay.
Well, no, it was
this-
actually following the truck, just slowing down.
Yes, but how do you differentiate? It's like hitting a deer, Larry. How the hell are you supposed to, you live in Pennsylvania, other states,
I've hit
you've
many
seen
a
deer.
deer.
You've been at a stop. I've been at a stop sign and a deer has hit me.
Yeah,
I didn't do it.
A deer has also ran into the side of my car. I didn't hit
When
it.
you're doing
it hit
nothing,
me.
right? Yeah.
No, I
it's
was
crazy.
driving up the road and I'm going over a speed bump and here comes this deer down this fucking hill. Bam! Into
I
my
love it.
fender. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
This is how I've hit an owl. Punky!
Hi, Punky.
To her right now, Punky. And this is how I've hit an owl. I'm driving into work, and all of a sudden, boom. I'm like, what the hell is that? The only thing it could have been at 10 o'clock at night driving in, I think he sensed a mouse or something, right? And he dove right in, and he didn't expect the timing. Because owls are proficient predators, right? They know what's going on. They have like inner radar and shit, like a bat and shit. So he comes in, bam, hits my fucking windshield. He didn't do any damage.
Hey, you guys have
But-
any car questions? Type them in at the Q&A at the top, please.
Yeah, we're only on the first noise. Actually, the second noise is a brake pad screech, Larry. When you start hearing your brakes go out, folks, you want to ignore it because you figure, ow, they're just wearing out, right? So, Larry, let me ask you. This is not even when you first start to hear sounds from your brakes, right? Unless they're ceramic. Mine are ceramic. They squeak all the time. They're supposed to.
There's a difference.
Right. But if you don't have ceramic brakes and your brakes start squeaking, now Larry, how long? Say months worth. Let's go estimate by months.
It depends
How
on how
long?
you drive. You have about
That's a good point.
3 millimeters of pad left, if that,
Good point.
which is not a lot.
Right.
If
Oh,
you drive,
really? Oh,
if you
so-
just drive to the store once a week and back,
Right.
you got lots of time. Just
How
know,
long?
huh?
Facts here.
Depends on how hard. Depends
I
on
said fact.
how
I'm
hard you
sticking
hit the
up for you.
brakes. How many times you have to stop on the way to where you're going.
Right.
Well, how
I'm backing
heavy
you
is
up,
your
Larry.
vehicle?
Larry, I was being like
But
Bobby
do you
Heenan
ride the
with Rick
brakes?
Rude. Okay, I was like, yes. What are you talking about?
Well, there's
I'm
a
not
lot
going
of
against you.
factors to go into. There's no definitive answer for that.
And that's why we bring the facts here.
Here's the
Larry.
deal:
So let's,
when you hear your brakes start squealing, be prepared
there you
for
go.
the big bill, because you don't want to just do a pad slap.
No, you want to get the
also-
rotors done
now,
too.
you don't want to get the rotors cut down.
No, but you want to get them looked at. And
Not
did
just
it.
looked at because they have a glaze on them. They have to machine the glaze off. Now, if it's not warped at all, they can machine the glaze off. However, if that rotor has any warpage in it, you have to replace them because they are coming through at bare minimum right out of the box. Used to be in the old days. You could get lifetime. Well, you could get like 3-year rotors or 1-year rotors, right? Or lifetime sometimes. And what happened was it was so thick, it was hard to put the caliper on with the brake pads. It was tough because everything's so thick. The 1-year ones came out of the box at the minimum spec. There's a minimum spec on for width. And once a rotor gets warped, in order to get that warp out of it, you have to shave a lot of it down to get it flat again, which you can't do because there's no material to fucking play with. So be prepared when you hear that squealing. It's a set of pads and a set of rotors. And you have to make sure that your calipers get lubed up or replaced at the same time. Keep this in mind, guys. If you have a factory vehicle and your fucking brakes last you 50 or 60,000 miles or longer, Replace it with factory stuff.
Listen to him.
Replace your fucking calipers. That's what, 6 years you have that one bill for your brakes? Yeah,
Right.
it's going to be $1,500. But
Yes.
then you are going to stop straight and stop good for another 60,000 miles. You put a set of aftermarkets on it, you're good for 20 to 30,000.
You know what, Larry? You just inspired me. Last time I drove my mother's car, I had the Subaru.
And yeah, it depends on the car. If it's a junk
No.
fucking car, just do a pad slap and be on your way. I mean,
Well, wait a minute now. No. This is.
if your brake
I
pedal
get it,
is
but
pulsating, you
listen
need
to me.
rotors. Okay, if it's not, you
I
don't.
was driving. I drove my mother's car. I had to go over and drive my mother's car the one day, right? Because the Super. Remember when I took it in for the recall and the oil change? This is 5,000. So, and then I texted Larry. I was posting. It was like, Larry, I got my oil change done. Look at me. And hey Jesse, what's up, girl? This is great. So, what was I saying? This is bad.
You were driving your mom's car and something.
It's a bad
See
thing
that black
because
car? See that black car sitting in back of you?
where with the
Yeah,
Beamer?
your head's in front of it now. You're looking. Yeah, see the
This one?
Mustang, then the black. What is
Oh,
it,
yeah,
Lamborghini
the-
Countach or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah, you know how much rotors are for that?
20 grand.
Nah, I'd say more like 5.
Yeah, but that's still insane.
They're usually carbon fiber rotors, and they're about 5 to 10 grand a piece.
Look at Bugatti. I mean, you dent the thing. It's 60.
But yeah, for a normal passenger car like say Punky's RAV4, if your brakes aren't pulsating, you could get away with a pad slap.
Pulsating slap.
And just make sure your slides are lubed.
Ooh, this is very sexual.
Like mine don't have slides because I have a fixed caliper on mine,
Fixed.
and it's a 4-piston, which is
I'm
squeezes
gonna-
in from both sides.
I'm going to sign language this whole conversation. All right, then go ahead, Larry. I'm going to try. I'm seriously going to
If
try.
you have 4-piston calipers, usually 2 pistons on each side, it will squeeze both pads. If you have only one big piston and nothing on the other side, it floats. It puts the clamping pressure and makes it equal on both sides because the caliper can float. If you got floating calipers, they have to float on slide. That shit needs to be lubed or the pins replaced. See, I believe in doing a really good brake job. Now, I have done just pad slap, they call it. You just pop it apart, chuck new pads in, off you go. Now, if your brake is hung up only on one side and you're blowing through your brake pad, I'm waiting to see what you're going to make this the thing for blowing. Go ahead.
No, that was all legitimate. I just want to let you know. Bring a deaf person in here. Don't vouch for me.
All
Go
right.
fuck yourselves. That's pretty good, wasn't it? That's pretty fucking good. I'm
Whatever.
fucking
I
proud
forget
of
where I
myself.
was at.
Yeah, because
Oh,
you were
yeah.
watching my.
You just done a
magic
done,
happened over here,
you pop
Larry.
it off. Oh, if your brake is
That was all
hanging up on
legitimate. I'm
one
not
side,
kidding you.
it could be a stuck caliper or a brake hose. Brake hoses act like check valves. When they go bad, they'll let
I don't
fluid
know the
through,
hose word.
but they won't let fluid back. So when it goes through and applies your brake, it'll hang that brake up, and
Good morning, Nova.
it'll pull until brake pad wears, and then it goes or it slowly leaks out, and then you'll
Right.
be good. So if you ever experience hitting your brake, and then it all of a sudden pulls to one side, and you're fighting the wheel, and then it goes away
Ooh,
after you're
yes.
driving straight,
Yeah.
that's typically a brake hose.
Oh, now you mean a brake line for those
Hose.
that know it.
No, lines are metal. They usually don't deteriorate
Right.
inside and
Oh,
collapse
wait a
and act
minute
like
now.
a check
Hold on a
valve.
minute.
Rubber
Yeah, right.
hoses, they
Oh,
act like
yeah,
a check.
right.
You have 1,000 psi or whatever. I'm pulling a number out
Right.
my ass.
I see.
That's
Yeah,
pushing
yeah.
fluid to the caliper. But when you let off and that caliper releases, there isn't 1,000 psi pushing the fluid back to the master cylinder.
Right.
So it stays in there
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
slowly bleeds out.
Now I'm slowly learning, folks, but
Yeah.
that does kind of make sense to me now that I'm in my learning
And don't be surprised you take it in for a brake job and they go, hey, you need some front brake hoses because they're all cracked. Yeah, having cracked brake hoses is not good. They can
All right,
blow.
folks. Let's get. Hey, Kathy. Good morning. We're
Hi,
going to give
Kathy.
Larry. You're just in time for Larry's first question. Then I got to go pee real quick. Hold on. Let me. So, hey, say, Larry. Don't you hate it when you're you're parked and you get in and you start the car, you pull up, and you start to hear this clicking, but then it goes away once the wheels are straight. A low speed clicking only happens when you are like trying to turn hard. But the thing about it is, uh, it's not in all. Could it be that wheel bearing noise? I don't think so. I think it has something to do with what we call CV joint. Does that sound a little familiar, Larry?
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about that because the CV joint in the price.
It usually
Now
only
we're-
happens when you turn the wheel.
Right.
And if you
So-
get that noise, first thing you do is look under your car and see if you've got a torn boot where it's slung all the grease everywhere. See,
Yes,
you should be looking under your car periodically anyway. And if you have a torn boot, this is why if you have a good inspection mechanic, he's going to be like, hey, you got a torn CV boot. But you don't hear a clicking. Don't just go, it's okay. I know. You go,
Well, wait a minute. Now, what
swap
does
it.
that?
And
What's
then
that?
they can put on what's called a ready boot, and they can reboot it and pack it with more grease, and then your axle will not go bad. The axle's CV joints go bad from the boot tearing, and it flings out all of the grease out of it. And they're
Okay.
so precisionally fit together, the two pieces, that any you get any dirt in there, any water, any play, yeah, it shoots it. Gone. And axles are expensive, but boots are not. Boots are cheap.
Yeah, Jesse, you can stab him for that.
Hi, Jesse, and I'm pretty sure I did say hi to you.
I think he did, to be
Yeah,
honest.
pretty sure I did.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's
Take
it's
that
always
knife
nice.
and stab it through the earwax in your fucking ears, Jesse.
Well, okay.
He's gonna be.
No,
I'm
listen.
rewinding the stream, you fucker, because I don't think you said hi.
Oh, she will. And
You
then
don't
if you
hear me?
didn't, she's gonna come back 11-fold.
She don't hear me now.
Why?
Maybe that's why you didn't hear me say hi.
Did she time you out?
Wait, am I?
Audioly?
Can anybody hear me? I
I
never
hear you.
checked my fucking OBS to make sure
I can hear you.
You can, because I'm in the call, dude. I
hope
never
so. I
checked.
didn't
I
look like
never
an
checked
idiot this
OBS.
whole time.
If
I'm
I've
just
been
like,
fucking-
yeah.
No, I'm not muted.
Yes.
Okay.
No, you
My
fine.
God, if I was muted this whole fucking time.
That would have been that would have been the best stream ever. I would have loved that.
it wouldn't have been.
Why not? It was just me. I imagine just like you could have
What
ad
up,
libbed
Ace?
anything with me. Yeah, we hate children. I'd be like, oh yeah. You could have done whatever you wanted with me. Go here. Listen, Larry. I
So
got a
that's
good
what
one,
a
folks.
CVI, and you can tell because the noise will change. If you hear it clicking when you're just driving straight, turn it to one side. You got to do it in a parking lot. Just go in a circle, and it's going to do
Just
it
drive
really
around in the
bad
circle in
on.
the parking lot.
And that's how we
Fine.
check them for state inspection. If there's no noise,
Just don't have any
we
alcohol.
go
in
into
it.
a parking lot. We crank the wheel to one side, do a full fucking couple of turns. If you don't hear any clicking, turn it to the other side, do another couple of turns. If you hear clicking, it's usually the outside axle, I believe. Then
Yeah,
you
and
got to look.
There was a lot of Pottstown clicking going on, right, Larry? You heard a lot of clicking back in Pottstown in '91.
Okay.
Go ahead.
There wasn't that many cars that had CV axles back then, dude.
I know.
There were a lot
I
of
don't
front-wheel
know.
drive crap, but just the
Yeah,
front-wheel
front wheel
stuff.
drive. And Larry, what was your first car, Larry?
My first
What was
car,
everybody? What was everybody's in chat if they can remember? What was your first car that your parents helped you get? Whatever, even if it was a hand-me-down from your older sister. What were your guys in chat's favorite, like first car that you remember? It may not have been the very first one, but whatever you remember.
First car I had was the one Lori had when I married her.
Does she still have it?
Yeah, it was like a 1980.
Uh-oh. Intervention.
And
Doo-doo-doo.
1985 Dodge Charger. 2.2 front wheel drive.
That's nice. Nice going, Larry. Was Larry
She just
driving?
bought it right before we got married.
Oh, see, I see you were trying to sneak in there for the car, and then you fell in love with her. Yeah, that's okay. Oh no, wait, you were already in love with her because you were getting married. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, Laura, you got that Charger? We're getting married. And
I
you-
didn't marry her for a car for her.
Obviously, Larry, you don't make it 59 years of the
But
marriage.
my
without
first
marrying
car
for a
that I bought was a
Yeah.
1974 LTD.
Ah, Larry, 1985 Ford LTD brown with an ugly ass
Mine
green
was brown,
tan
four-door.
pinstripe, pimp
So you know what I did?
pinstripe.
I
What'd
bought
you
it
do?
off my buddy. He
That shit
bought
was
the
a
car,
good
right?
car.
And
Yeah.
he was at my buddy Lou's, and right up the street was a parking lot. And he left Lou's, and he parked in the parking
got my
lot when he
work shirt on.
started it up. Right, he blew the head gasket, and it just filled the whole parking lot with white smoke. Right,
Ooh, there's 1,500.
he's like, "Fuck this!" He turned it off, and he goes, "Hey," I said, "Hey, what are you doing with your car, Steve?" He goes, "I'm selling it. You want to buy it?" I was like, "Yeah, how much?" He goes, $50. I was like, "All right, here you go."
What?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd buy it too.
This was early '80s, dude.
Yeah,
I-
but still.
Did I
that's
have
a lot
the
of money
LTD
back then.
before I met you?
No, I didn't.
My first street vehicle was
got
a
it.
CB360, a Honda.
There's a story behind it.
What? Yeah. So I got this LTD. I go in.
I got to pee.
I start it up. I go, I'll wait for you to come back. Start telling the guy.
No, finish it now.
No.
Finish it now.
Can you hear me from the bathroom?
Yeah, I can, but
Then
I'll stay
just
here
mute
for it.
yourself.
I normally have. Oh, all right.
Mute yourself, and then you can hear my story.
Right.
So-
yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I get the keys from him. I'm all excited. My very first car that I owned, right? I wanted my own car. Lori worked, and I had to go to work, and I wanted my own fucking ride. So I get in, I start it up, fires right up, no smoke. Check the coolant level, perfectly fine, right? I do a tune-up to it because it was missing, and Steve comes down, and I'm like, I'm getting ready to go get tags and shit for it, right? And we get the title change. He goes, "You get it running?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, you got to do a head gasket." I said, "I don't need a head gasket." He was so pissed. So anyway, I drove that around for a while, and I had a guitar cabinet that I wasn't using with 6 12-inch speakers. So the back deck of the back window, I lined these guitar speakers across the back and wired them all to. I had these. Remember the old equalizer amplifiers? It would amplify it. It was like a 10-band EQ on it. I had those stacked up, and I ran one to one side, one to the other side. Some shit I don't remember, but it was pretty loud, and that was back before you had amplifiers and shit. You had those little fucking, and it was pretty cool. And then the car broke down on the highway. And I went back to work on it. Someone smashed out my back window and took my fuck. Then the cop towed it. I went to the tow place. He said, "I want, $500 tow job in the storage." I'm like, "Yeah, you can have it." And I handed him the fucking title and walked away. I said, "Where do you want me to sign it?" He goes, "I don't want the car." So I don't want it either. I don't have the. So do with it what you want. Signed it over, and that was it. I had a lot of junkers that I got for $100, $300. Back in the day, they were called sliders. Buy one, fix what you need to get it through inspection. That's probably why I became an inspection mechanic. Is because I was driving some real junk on the road because I could inspect it myself.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that sucks anytime anything. That's one thing I've never ran into. Thankfully, is never anyone breaking into my car. Probably because I always drove shitty cars. My mother always said, "Hey, when you park, just park in between two really nice cars. Don't want to have a fuck with your car." And it's never happened. But now I have an issue. But everybody in my town knows who I am. You know what I mean? Like they know what car it is. So they don't, I don't have it either, bro. I hope I don't have. I dread like waking up one day and just like have someone like, throw something. It's all it takes. You know what I mean? And you can't.
It's just not the same. But I'm going to check the questions tab, Larry, just to make sure. Whoops, sorry about that, folks. I had my camera off. Let's see here. We have a question here. Frank the Tank, how do I fix the gas door? If I pulled to pop it, but it broke off. Now it stays open all the time. I have to tape it shut all the time. Great question, Frank. And Ace, we're going to get your question
And now
right up
I have a
next.
question for Frank. I don't see Frank in the chat. When did he put the question?
No, he had. Well, I didn't see. I went to pee, and then we were talking for like 10 minutes. So he's probably still here. And if he's not, he can I'm sure Frank will come back and rewatch. And for those that have the same problem Frank has,
is it operated from the inside of the car? You push the button or pull a lever on the inside of the car?
let me reread. It says, how do I fix the gas door? I used to pull. Oh yeah, because he says he used to pull it to pop it open. So it's got to be an internal, yeah, it's got to be mostly. When
you pull the handle, you probably get no resistance at all, right?
Yeah. Oh really, Bo? Oh really? You got to let me know who. We got to meet up for lunch or something. I'm down to meet people in real life. Absolutely. You know, that's what we're out here for, to meet people, to connect with. I'm going to meet Larry this year, hopefully. Right, Larry? I'm going to Pennsylvania, and I'm going to go stay at the Sands, Bethlehem. I'll tell you where we're going. We're going to the Sands. Well, not Larry. I'm going to be there.
I might be there. Might have.
Well, Larry, if we get a room, yeah, I'm going to be up there. We're going to be. We can even do. Well, Larry and I will probably definitely do a live stream, just like a hangout. You know, like on the phone or something.
Hey, you know what? You know how to do them on the phone?
Yeah.
You could teach me how to go live from my phone.
Okay.
I don't know how.
It's the same. It's just the same.
No,
you go to your account.
I never did. I don't have the first clue on how to do it.
Bro,
I wouldn't know where to start.
It's actually the same. It's actually easier.
To me now, please.
Yeah, that's
We're
fine.
talking about cars.
Yeah.
Pull
yeah,
tab. All right, so when you pull the tab, Frank, you get nothing? No resistance?
It's got to be that cable, man.
That or the latch stuck open. So, Frank.
Get a screwdriver and take a look.
Yeah, you get a little screwdriver, a thin piece of metal or something.
Yeah.
And push it in and see if, because sometimes, like a door, it'll lock itself and then you can't close it. Well,
yeah.
Let me ask you this. Does the gas door close all the way and is flush, but just won't latch?
Good question, Larry.
That matters.
Great question, Frank.
If the lock is already closed and you try to put something into it, it's not going to go. But if it's open, it'll go in. It just won't latch. So if it's flush, that means it's going in and it's not latching.
Fucking Ace.
But Frank, are you at home?
Yeah, and meanwhile, Larry.
Wait a minute. Frank, are you at home and are you near your car? And does your phone have charge?
Yeah, Frank, you can come up on panel and show us what's going on.
Yeah, I'll help you out.
But don't show your license plate or like your neighbors or the house.
I don't think anyone cares about that. I'm going to go take a piss. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, Frank, if you can, if you want, you can, Larry can get you a link and you can come up and show us, you know, what's going on. Okay, Jesse. Jesse needs to go smoke a blunt. And yeah, so a lot of good, great questions today. We're just today to catch everyone that's just coming up, and Larry and I are just going over some common, I would say like not top 10, but just 10 common noises. I was looking at some research up here. You know, yeah, and next, coming up, we got a couple good ones here, man. Ooh. Underbody flapping, folks. Okay, how about some rattles after the thump? Huh? Because if you hear a couple rattles after a thump, you never know what's going on around here. How about some slow speed suspension clunk? There's a lot of clunks going on in this show. But listen, this show is all about
automotive noises. And automotive noises can affect you, yours, your loved ones, and even the ones you hate to death that you just want to just punch them in the face and kick them right in the freaking stomach.
What?
Right into the old. Sorry. Welcome back, Larry. We were just going over power steering.
Yeah,
Power
it sounds
steering
like
lines.
it was.
Yeah, power steering. We were talking about now. What, Larry? What can we as a consumer do that know nothing about auto mechanics do to take care of this power steering problem that's going on in this country? It's rampant.
What's the power steering problem?
Well, the power steering has this. All right, listen. It's like a belt noise, but it's not. It's a whine.
Is
You know,
it a Ford?
I can't deny or confirm that.
If it's a Ford, it's normal.
Yes, but you always want to check your power steering fluid. But what about the rack itself, Larry? Look, if the rack is wet, that either means
Then
there's
it's
been
leaking.
foul play, or there's
Yeah.
leaking. This is what Larry's for. See, he can finish my thoughts. because
Okay, so your best diagnostic tool, guys,
I'm looking at the next problem.
is your eyes, your
Eyes are good
ears,
for automotive.
your
diagnostics.
nose. Those three things. Those are your best diagnostic tools.
Now, Larry, what type of smells can we expect from a car?
Okay, if you get a leaky heater core, you look and you'll see that your carpet is wet in the passenger side a little bit, or
Wet.
in the back. If you smell a sweet smell, that's antifreeze.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's antifreeze. Yeah, every time.
If you smell a burnt rubber, that could be your clutch. That could be a tire rubbing.
Yeah. Rubbing what?
That could be brakes. It could be the car in front of you. See, that's the
Ooh,
thing.
good.
When you smell stuff, you gotta
That's
go, is it that car? I'm smelling
Yeah.
rotten eggs. Is it that car in
Yeah.
front of me? And
How
wait
many?
until that car's not in front of you anymore and see if you still smell it.
Thank you, Larry. And that's why, half the time I'm driving home from work, I start to smell something. I'll change lanes and I won't smell it anymore. All right, good. I'll go back to the other lane. At least I know.
And burning
then
oil, I mean, a
Well,
lot of
burning
these,
oil
you
is
gotta
a
look at your tailpipe. If you got a little hint of light, like a smoke, it's like a white smoke with a blue tint to it. Yeah,
Look at
that's
this.
oil smoke.
Look at Gail's comment, Larry. What she knows what's going on here.
Yeah, if it
That's
was
exactly
blue
right.
smoke, I didn't want to say it was like, people will think it's like the blue when you're doing a fucking gender reveal. No, it's
No,
like a white
it's
smoke with a blue tint to it.
It's a tint, and it's the same thing for a blown head gasket. If
No,
you're in the
that's
summer,
white.
it's white. If you're in the summertime and your tailpipes are hitting white, you have a blown head gasket.
But
You
don't
better take it into
think
the
you
shop.
have a blown head gasket when you first start your car up in the middle
No.
of winter.
No,
Because
winter you're supposed to. But even in
that's
winter
steam.
though. But even in
That
winter
clears
though,
up.
that clears up. So if you go to say you drive to Walmart, right, and you're only in there 5-10 minutes, you come out, your exhaust is still going to be hot. So when you come out and
Yeah.
say you pull out to the light and then you still notice
If you
white
ever
smoke,
see, you ever see
you got a blown head
water
gasket
droplets
or
coming out
stress.
your exhaust?
Yeah.
What that is when you first start a car, your exhaust is cold. So
Look
all
at
the
this.
water vapor comes out the tailpipe.
Right,
And
and you will drip.
shows up like steam. When the
Instead of
exhaust heats up,
right.
the catalytic converter hits 1400 degrees. Like,
Yep.
all of that water it's turned into vapor at the cat and then condenses back into water and it drips out of the. Why you don't steam it?
Gail, I remember I remember that about you. You did some HVAC. You know what's going on. Larry has done area. Larry almost had a career in HVAC.
Almost.
Well, I mean, you did it, but I'm saying you
I
could have
did
been
too. I was auto mechanic for a lot of years, and I was HVAC for.
But you could have run your own business, is what I mean,
Yeah.
if you really wanted. Is what I mean. So that's all.
I'm not
I mean,
that
but-
good, but I was planning on when I moved here is get a van, stock
Yeah.
it with your common parts, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to stock everything, but I can stock on bullshit, passenger,
Yeah.
some air, and do
Yeah.
repair calls. Because a lot of that times you're going to diagnose it. Oh, I need van. I'm not going to stock van. interior in blower motors. Not
Right.
going to stock compressor. It's not going to stock that shit. But I will stock with contactors, coils for low voltage circuits.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit you stock. You know? And you stock on Freon.
A lot of
Gauges,
blowovers.
electrical stuff. Connector, stock some that
Who's that over there?
stock shit that is common.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's what I started doing in HVAC. I did.
Yeah.
I was working on rooftops. You gotta have all your deal.
Okay.
All that
Cassie.
shit. But if you needed a draft induction motor, they're all different. So you're ordering it, you run into the parts house and picking one up, coming back and installing. That's just
Larry,
that's the way it is.
Where do you want to go to? Where do you want to pick up the best horn grease and turn signal fluid? I'm just asking for Ace.
Get yourself some dielectric grease because that's the only grease a horn takes when you're plugging the plug in.
Here,
You want some kind of grease on that plug to keep corrosion from happening.
what? We got. You want to come with questions, Ace? We got you, man.
When two different types of metals touch each other, like a plug, and like say you have a socket
Easy.
with brass terminals, you got one with aluminum terminals, you plug them
I
together.
knew that.
You get something called electrolysis, which creates corrosion between them eventually, and it'll break the connection. So if you put dielectric grease on it, you'll be fine.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Come on. Shit.
It'll keep the moisture out of it.
I almost jumped in and interrupted Larry with that response, but I figured I'd let him take that one, folks. Yeah. So good question, Ace. Way to rack him up here. And you know what? Speaking of underbody flapping, that's an easy one. If you have any underbody flapping or noises from under there, you're going to need a pulling tool. It's one of your wheel guards, the plastic that one of the wheel. You're fine.
What happens if it's metallic rattling from under the car?
Well, then your muffler's probably your exhaust is probably hanging a little too low. You need to reinstall the hanger.
No, I said a rattling, not a thumping on the bottom of the floor or scraping on the ground. I'm talking about just a high-pitched rattle.
Okay, so give me this analysis now, Larry. What I got?
You rev the car, and it's
right.
It's like a high-pitched rattle coming from under the car, and it'll go away at certain times. Sometimes it won't, or it won't. Depends.
Would that be a U bracket under the exhaust? No. Okay.
Usually, when an exhaust bracket goes and the exhaust is not hanging correctly, it's going to bang on something. When you hit a bump, it's going to bang on the floor or bang on a suspended.
This is why the old Pennsylvania method of using a coat hanger, a metal coat hanger, it's brilliant for the exhausts. But you'll hear it
not
squeaking.
Allowed for state inspection.
Listen, we're not talking about that. Okay. Well, I'm in Florida now, Larry.
Exhaust hangers are cheap.
Yeah, they are. They are too. Yeah, and you could actually.
And you could put them on with a pipe clamp. You don't need to weld it. So, do you know what the answer is for?
No, I don't.
Usually, it's a rattling catalytic converter heat shield.
Oh, a heat shield, man! I was reading.
There's a couple ways to fix it.
Man,
it's usually a weld that breaks, and then the heat shield starts rattling, right? So you can either weld it, and if there's nothing there to weld, they sell these big ass fucking hose clamps, like the worm clamp, and you just put that around it, tighten up.
Oh. Yeah, dude, I was just watching videos of heat shields because I was looking at that air intake and it has a heat shield, and then it led me to other videos.
Heat shield.
I heard that. I'm learning. I'm getting better. You know I really want to dissect
heat shield on your exhaust manifold and it's rattling. You know what you could do? You could wad up a bunch of fucking tin foil and shove it down in there, and it'll push it away and possibly keep it from rattling.
That sounds like one of those Ford jobs there, Larry.
You want to get back on the road with no rattle? You
I want
want
to
to pay
get back on
somebody
the
to
road. I want to
replace
get back.
that
Listen,
fucking stupid, useless fucking heat shield.
hey, that's true because this episode is all about car noises, and I think Larry's doing a great job. If you, I
Yeah,
do
balled
say
up
so, Larry
tinfoil if
himself.
it's a hot surface. Like you could do that with your cat shield. So
Yeah,
let it cool off,
absolutely.
ball up a motherfucking bunch, just stick it up, grab a paint stick or something, or a screwdriver, just shove it the fuck up in there, and it'll wedge it out.
Hmm.
And it's not going to melt tinfoil.
Now listen, y'all. We got some serious business with this next.
Where do I hail from in PA?
Okay.
Originally, where you saw the videos, Pottstown area.
Yeah, you see,
I
Pottstown.
grew up in Phoenixville, the home of the Blob, where the movie theater was, original Blob movie.
And I'm from Bethlehem,
Um,
Pennsylvania. That is
I have since moved to
undisclosed
eastern
location.
central PA, near where they make Yingling lager.
Yeah, and I was where, and
Near
I used to live
Pottsville.
7 miles from where they filmed Signs. Go look it up. Lehigh Valley, bitch, come play with me.
I used to flag in Lehigh Valley, flag for the elephant.
I know it like the back of my hand, Larry. That's where I used to watch that's where I met 90% of the rest of WWF stars I know from Stable
Brought up
Arena.
and lived there.
Now, see, Larry can fucking vouch for me. Finally, someone that knows.
Yeah,
And
Rock's whole
Larry,
family lived there. The Samoans had
Oh,
a fucking wrestling
oh.
school there.
isn't
in
that
Bethlehem.
funny? I had people call bullshit on me because I'm like, yeah, I
No,
knew
Jimmy
the Rock,
Snuka killed that girl in fucking Allentown.
and he got cracked in the head with a coconut by fucking. That's where it happened at Stable Arena.
Yeah, and they also
Also-
used to tour. They used to go up down 76 and go to Hamburg. It was the place
Oh,
that they used
well,
to
back in the
wrestle there,
day,
so.
back in the day, that was 22. Remember 22? That
Yeah.
now it's the new 78, I-78, but that used to be
76 or 78?
78.
Yeah.
It's 78.
I
And
get
then
them
it
two
used to be-
mixed up.
Yeah, well, there's both. Yeah, they're kind of, but or maybe that is 70. I haven't been there in 5 years. I don't. I'm not going to say that you're not wrong, even though I live there. But
No, I think you're right. It's 78. 76 is the one that
I-78. It's
goes-
78.
76 goes from King of Prussia to Philly. And
Yeah.
around the stadiums and shit.
Hey, Sean, what's up, brother?
Across
Good
the
to see you.
bridge, that's 76.
Yeah, and yeah, Bethlehem was great, man, growing up. in
Anybody
there.
have any questions? Hit the Q&A. So what was...
Yeah. Oh, we had another question,
Okay.
but it was from
Frank
Jaggers.
never got back to us.
Are
right?
you? Kathy says best place to buy your windshield wipers. What do you suggest, Larry? Don't go to O'Reilly's because they're rip-off artists as far as Scotty Kilmer's concerned.
Is Frank still here?
I don't know. But Jagger says, "Are you a Hershey Bears fan?" Yeah, I love. Well, I know. Well, I'll tell you what I am. I am a massive. Well, actually, I have. I'm not cammed over. I've been going. Phantoms. You know, Jaggers. I applied. I didn't officially apply, but I talked to the head motherfuckers over there at the what the hell do they name that shit? Listen, I'm from Bethlehem. I can't remember what the hell they named it, but the fucking stadium over in Allentown off of Hamilton. What is it called, Larry? I can't remember now. Why can't I remember that? No, not the Electric Factory. That's in Philadelphia. That's where I saw Cypress Hill, my very first concert.
I saw Joe
Boy.
Satriani there.
Dude, it's all enclosed, Larry, and all of this is
I
pop.
didn't like it. Lori hated it. We left early because we went to see Sat,
Yeah.
and we stood there because it's standing. There's no seat.
Ah.
Now, we had a place when you go upstairs to the bar over
I'm
at the
sorry,
one
Larry.
railing.
The PPL Center, incredible fucking stadium. Lehigh Valley Phantoms all the way. They're the best out there, right there. But
Never
I do
been
love the
there.
Hershey Bears too. Oh, it's incredible, Larry. When we meet, we could go down there. I can show you the stadium. Maybe there'll be hockey. Oh, Larry. Oh, this is incredible.
But
Larry and I
we
got
were up at the bar area at the railing watching the concert. We sat through like 6 opening bands.
Yeah.
Well, Lori wanted to go to the bathroom and wanted me to go with her, so we left and we lost our spot at the balcony at the
Right.
bar, the upstairs bar railing.
Yeah.
And so we get a spot over by the sound guys, right?
Yeah.
Lori couldn't see over anybody. So I put her on my shoulders. The guards came over and said, get her down. I said, okay. So there was a railing around the sound guys, right? You know how they have the
Yeah.
sound board in the middle of the fucking venue?
Yeah.
She was standing on that railing trying to look. They
All right,
told her to get down. And I just went and got my other friends. I said, yeah, Lori can't see shit, man. We're leaving.
Yeah, fuck that.
So we all
Oh,
left
I know
early.
that.
And the opening bands were brutal to sit follow because we got there early too.
Yeah.
And the other people were pissed because we bought some shrooms, ate them, but they must have cooked them in some tea and got all the shit out of it.
Ah, man.
They
I've
did
done
nothing.
shrooms a few times. They're fun as hell. I remember the last time I did
Not
shrooms.
when they don't do shit.
I did no. These are good shrooms. I did like 4 or 5 caps, man, and some flotsam, and I just remember yawning, crying, and laughing my ass off the Family Guy for like 9 hours straight. I don't know. That's the last time I watched Family Guy. I gotta catch up with him because I love Family Guy. Sorry, it's great. It's a great one. Let's see here. Windshield wipers. Yeah. What I would do, Kathy. No, that's not all these questions are great. What I always do now, I like Pep Boys if you can get in the area because they have a nice book that you can actually flip to the exact year and model of your car. Pep Boys has always been good for that. You could probably do well with National Auto. They're a little pricey. O'Reilly's is way overpriced. At least for different car parts, they may be okay. But most of the general, place you got to do some pricing. You know what I would do, Kathy? I would go online and do some price comparisons because these wiper blades, Larry, are not the same as they used to be. Back in
What
the
was the
80s, they
fair
were
question?
15. I'm talking about wiper blades. If you go in the questions queue, Kathy asked, what's the best place to buy windshield wipers, which is a great question. And that's because you don't replace them often in each vehicle, maybe 2 or 3 times max, depending on where you live.
Every 2 years.
Is that what you, so I should get new ones on mine?
If I get a streak,
Yeah.
they're getting replaced. But here's the thing.
Oh,
Are you doing?
See, folks, this is what grinding gears is all about.
Are you doing it yourself?
Larry, get it.
Because what
Well,
you got
yeah.
to do before you replace your windshield wipers is they do make stuff that you can put on the wipers that rejuvenates the rubber.
Right.
It's what comes in those little wipes when you get the wiper blade.
Yeah.
You can get them from the auto parts store, or you could just take some rubbing alcohol and wipe
Ooh.
it down. But
Kathy,
you want to
try
make sure
that.
it's clean.
Yeah.
And then put it
That's
back.
what you do with, yeah, that's what you do when I did my spoiler. You got to do rubber.
If it's stuttering, it's the rubber got hard. So now you have your choice. You replace the wiper blade insert, which means you have your arm.
The actual.
You have the other arm, which holds the blade. Like you'll have your arm that comes up, and then you'll have your other arm, which articulates with springs.
Yeah.
You can pop the clip out, slide them out, and put them in.
It's so easy. Yeah, you just bend it up.
If you want to take it one step further, if you're having trouble finding them, you can get just the rubber, and you pull the metal out, and it's like this. It's what people make a lot.
Yeah, her wiper tore. Yeah, the rubber split. Yeah, they're old.
They slide the new rubber in, then they slide the whole thing into the wiper arm. Or you can buy the whole springy arm deal. That's the easiest.
Yeah, fuck that, Kathy. Go to O'Reilly or go to National Auto or
any
Pep
auto
Boys.
parts store. You want to pick a quality wiper blade. Don't get the cheapest one.
Don't.
Rain-X is pretty
Michelin.
good.
I prefer Michelin. Rain-X are good. Pick Rain-X or Michelin, Larry. What do you think?
Yeah, you just got to know your size. And when you go there, either the guy or go to the counter, say, I have this and I need this. He's going to tell you, okay, over on the shelf, you want to get, you might need 2 different sizes. So you'll get, now they make the refills, which is the thing you just slide the whole rubber plastic thing in, and it clicks into the springy arm.
No,
or
fuck
the
that.
arm.
The whole thing.
What they call the arm is the whole springy thing, and that just clips in with one clip.
Yeah.
Onto your
Kathy.
onto your main wiper arm that goes this way. It
It's
flips
so
into that.
yeah, it's so easy. It's so easy. You just bend it all the way up.
If you do that
You'll
type,
see it.
you got to be careful. What I recommend is putting a blanket on your windshield, because when you pull that off and you pop that fucking springy thing out of it, it'll be a little push thing. You push it, pull it out, or just pull it straight out. And it's a
Right.
big U, and the thing just flips up into the U. So then you get your other thing, and you have to find the right adapter that fits in your wiper arm, put that in. Sometimes there'll only be one, and it'll fit. And then you just flip it up and in. But if you that metal arm that's on a string to hold it against the windshield slips out of your hand,
To
you're
pack
gonna
my
smack
back
your
of that.
windshield and break your windshield. So that's why I recommend if you're not used to it, just put something on the windshield
Right.
just
Yeah.
in case.
Yeah.
You know, that's like I don't
Yeah.
even like when I see in the wintertime people put their wiper arms all the way up. What you're doing is you're fucking up that spring in there. Okay, it's going to weaken the spring and it's not going to push it against the windshield quite as hard. And
Yeah.
then you'll have to replace the whole fucking arm all the way down to the little thing that comes out, turns out of your fucking mouth. So I don't recommend that. Plus, if that thing snaps back
You know,
and your
you know
windshield's
what's
ice
funny?
cold, bam, it's going to break
You know
your
what's
fucking
funny though,
windshield
Larry?
anyway.
You know what's funny about that shit though, bro? Like people will do that. Like, you know what I mean? And I've done it. We've all done it, right? Larry's done it. Probably
Right.
not on the Forerunner. Put the wiper blades up. Don't just hear me out.
I don't put
Now,
them up. Never
But I'm
did.
saying, but where we live in Pennsylvania, at least in New York, the tri-state area, like Jersey and all that,
Uh-huh.
motherfuckers will flip them up and be like, and then see other cars down. And I've done it myself. We're all credits. Oh, well, it's gonna ice out tonight. You don't have your windshield wiper. Psh, you're stupid. Like that. A lot of tri-staters will look at you dumb because you don't have. But really, you're doing yourself a justice in the long
No,
run.
you know what you do? When you park the car and you know it's going to ice up or snow, turn the wipers off. Leave
Turn the
them
wipers
parked.
off.
Turn
Yes.
your fucking car on, let it warm all the way up with your defrosters on. And then you get out there with your little ice scraper
Scraper.
and you
Yep.
pull the wiper blade gently off the fucking thing and you scrape it. Take your glove and go on the fucking rubber. And once that's, do not try to clear snow and ice off your windshield with your wiper blades. You are going to strip out the arm.
Yeah.
That,
And the
that-
motor
the
and the
arm that goes
mechanism.
like this, right? Not the springy arm. So here's the springy arm. Here's the arm that's attached right here, okay? You're going to break down here where it attaches to the thing that spins. It's basically lead. And then when that goes, you got to pull the arm off. You got to take a pick tool or a razor knife. You got to dig all the fucking lead out of the little spline and then put your new arm on, make sure it's clocked right, and then tighten it up and it'll force it down onto those splines and make its own spline.
Yeah.
That's a pain in the ass. So don't do it.
That's
Don't use
that's a
don't use
great-
your sunroof in the fucking winter time. When there's
Oh,
snow
hell
or
no.
ice, never. Don't use your wipers. Clear your windshield first. Save your arm. Okay? Use these arms instead of your wiper arm. All right?
You know, that's another thing. No, that was a
I'm
great
so glad my Forerunner has
that was a
heater
great
element.
question because that's a very important safety question. People want to fucking
No,
laugh
my
about it.
daughter's done it 3 times.
That's what I'm saying. Like
First
people
time she
need to
did
see.
it, I was like, all right, and I swapped the fucking arm out, and she did it again.
Yeah.
I'm like, come out here. And she bought the arm and showed up, and I was like, here's how you're going to fix it. I'm going to fix it. I'm like, yeah, you're going to fix it. And I fucking walked her through it. And I had her scrape the little splines out. You know what she doesn't do anymore? She doesn't try to get snow off her fucking windshield with her wiper fucking blades anymore, okay?
No,
It worked.
I let if all else fails, folks, just let your car start your car, let it idle
it
for
run.
15 minutes.
I got
You'll be
these heater elements around my windshield wiper blades where they park. It's
Yeah.
actually very cool.
Yeah,
If I ever had to clock them, I would just turn my wipers on and turn them off, and when they park, I would know right where to put my wiper because of the fucking heater element that's in the windshield.
yeah,
But yeah, I even
Yeah.
then, just because it's melted off doesn't mean it's not going to fucking break the arm where it attaches.
yeah, guys. Any of them places, any of your general, auto zones are
I hope this
fantastic.
stuff is helpful for anybody.
Well, it's just
And
listen.
it
This is
lets me
just
spout
reminders.
about shit I've been doing my whole fucking life.
Exactly. And I'm just here. All I'm here for is to learn and to remind. I only know a little bit. I know some, but I don't know anything like that.
AutoZone's
I'm here to
will do it for
learn
you.
and to initiate like subjects, like
When I worked at AutoZone, I did that in Virginia because I didn't have a Virginia.
Hmm.
So I got a job at AutoZone, and I've done lots of fucking wiper blades. Because if they go, I'm not real sure how. Don't worry, I got you. I just take it, go outside, change them. You know,
Oh,
takes
Gail, you're gonna pay 50 bones probably nowadays for a pair of wipers. I'm gonna have to.
Sometimes you need a little screwdriver like this. Okay,
Yeah.
they sell them.
And you just
This
get
one has
right
a
in the
Phillips
side
on.
if they.
This one has a Phillips on this end
Oh, I'm
and a
sorry.
flathead on the other. You need a flathead, little flathead. But if you're going to get a little screwdriver like this, do yourself a favor. This end, instead of being a Phillips, this is for working on guitars. They make them with the air Schrader valve tool for your tire that's built in. So one side's a flathead, one side's a air
The
tool,
air
air
Schrader.
Schrader valve
Hello,
tool.
Steve Billings.
So if you start getting a little leak, you know, if you spit on that air Schrader valve and you have air popping out, like after you take your valve stem cap off, you just spit in that little fucking thing and it's bubbling. You could take your little fucking screwdriver, put it in there and try to loosen it and tighten it, work the O-ring back. And if that don't work, it don't take nothing to fucking pull up to an air pump with another Schrader valve, pull that Schrader valve, it's going to fly.
It's gonna fly.
Air's going to come out, pop your new Schrader valve in, fill the fucking tire back up.
No problem, huh? You heard it from here first.
Yeah, it's like it's like a bubbler, Jesse, for checking for an air leak.
Yeah,
You can
imagine
use spit,
smoking
or you
weed
can
when you're
use-
checking for an air leak.
You could
got it.
I'm checking a tire for a leak, I'm using a spray bottle with water and a little dish liquid in there, and you spray it on there, and wherever you have an air leak, it's going to start bubbling.
Soap and water on your
And that's
tires, folks.
How you know where
You
to plug your
suspect a leak.
tire at?
That's the same type of deal.
It's easy. It's all
Easy,
peasy.
affordable, and you can't get better than that, folks.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, come on.
sometimes you need a little screwdriver to push down on the clip to get that wiper arm out, the wiper blade out of the
Yeah, I mean, but still.
wiper assembly part. I talk shit to her car. No, she don't.
Oh,
spit on
here's
it.
a great one, Larry. All right, and thank you. I'm going to give shout outs here for the. This is a lot. We covered a lot today, folks. I mean, let me get you.
Is there
Auto guide.
any more questions? Did we cover the last question? What was it? Forgot.
Yes, let's go over the questions, folks. If you hit the live chat up top, this is a newer thing here on YouTube. Most people, don't see it yet, but
You
there
can
is.
just type it in the chat. We can read it from there too. But we'll
Yeah, you can
definitely
either type
see
it in
if you
chat.
put it to Q&A.
Yeah, but I like it. I like
And
utilizing
it's normally
Q&A,
anonymous unless Moore goes, Jesse wants to know. Right?
Well, no, I mean, I figure people want to know. I think people are just typing in there to, because we were asking them to I think it's a great thing. And you know what? We're one of the only channels that utilize it. You heard it here first, folks. Grinding gears. Don't mess around. But here's a great one, Larry.
Yeah.
Everyone, this is from me.
It's your question?
It's my question. It's one that was touched on in some of the content I was looking at here from that site.
Okay.
And I'll give them a shout out again from autoguide.com. A few questions they had over there. I want to give them shout out for these questions and that we touched on. But one of the worst things, and this has been something, at least when I was growing up, 80s, 90s vehicles, I've driven, listen, I had probably drove in a 1998 something or other for like 20 years. It was always a 98.
Yeah.
Even before I was 98, I was driving a 98.
A Delta 98?
No, everything 98. Everything was a Chevy Cavalier. Let me tell you right now about a Chevy Cavalier, a 1998 Chevy Cavalier.
Yeah.
That thing is a war horse.
I know. I had one. Loved it. It was blue.
If I had a kid and they needed a car and I found a decent, I'm telling you right now, that thing it's a sharp looking car. It's not ugly. It's nice. It's comfortable. It's got power, a decent amount of power. It's
You're
not
not
like,
going to buy them a 98 one out of Pennsylvania now, dude. They're all gone. Okay, they're
because
rotted
why?
away.
Why are they gone? Why are they gone?
Salt.
Because everyone wants them. because they know
No,
I was at
it's
100.
because they rot away.
No, I had 212,000 miles. I bought it from my buddy Ken. Ken Thomas. I miss you, buddy. I'm gonna try. I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to find it.
That's probably at about the end of its life cycle, to be honest with you. Because when mine hit 100 and some thousand, every piece of the cooling system went. Everything that was aluminum in the cooling system went. I had to do the heater core, I had to do water pump, radiator, everything.
Well, mine didn't do the heat. You know what mine did, Larry? Electrical. I had master mechanics. My friend Eric came over. I'm talking, dude, 1010 master mechanic. He came over. He's like, dude, your electrical is fucked. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how these stock people did it, but he could. This kid knows everything, Larry. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. And he could not fix. He did mix shift it. I couldn't get my lights to come on. There was one instance where I couldn't get my lights in my Cavalier to turn on unless they were on high beams. So I drove around with high beams, and then finally I got pulled over from the cops because I high beamed the cop, and I had a roll of quarters stuck. You know, you pull the little lever back, and I had a roll of quarters, Larry, stuck to keep the high beams on, because if I didn't have it on high, the low beams wouldn't work. And he couldn't fix it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, a lot of times good mechanics aren't real good electrical tracers.
Don't you talk shit of my boy Eric.
Okay, so
he fixed the 1978
you had power. And it's the high beam that's on the column, and you had power going to it.
I even bought a new column, dude. A whole new, like,
you don't need a whole new column. You need a
they charged me for it, Larry.
Switch, or you need to trace out the issue for that.
We'll trace you out down the old, main line.
I'm just saying that's the way it's done. You have to start at the headlight or start up at the switch. Are you getting power?
He knows what he was doing.
Here's what you do. You go down in the column and you unplug that big long plug that's on a GM column, and then you get your pin out, and then you check for power at your fucking
automotive
pin
battle.
Out. And if you don't get power at the pin out, then you just simply change out your turn signal switch, which has a new line that goes down to that plug, and boom, it's fixed. You don't use quarters,
I know. That was my fix because he didn't have the time. Listen, the kid was busy, dude.
If he didn't have the time, because it takes a long time to trace electrical.
No, he had like around half an hour.
It took me forever to.
That's because he's a. I know. Yes.
I had a power draw on my Jeep. It's because I left the fucking console light on. It took me fucking like 3 hours to diagnose that.
All right, let's rewind 49 minutes. All right, Larry, what was your...
I couldn't see that the light was on.
So what was everyone's first car? We were talking about that. My first car, Larry, was indeed with the Ford LTD. I totaled it because some drunk was on the wrong side of the road of a curve. I was coming back from Aikido class, and
he thought you were driving an LTD.
Oh, the thing was a steel, a monster, and he came over. So here's the real quick. I know you guys know me. I blabber, but not this time. I'm gonna make it quick. He was on my side of the road, so I kind of had to jerk the wheel right to the right to kind of. It was like 17, dude. You know what I mean? So I did that, and then fishtailed, of course, out to the right side. I ended up going into the ditch, hitting a tree. It was just too much body damage for the cost of the car, so it got totaled.
Right.
I had some radiator damage and whatnot. This motherfucker in a truck that was turned around, came back, was completely wasted, and proceeded to pop my trunk, say, "Sure, dude, I didn't mean to I think I ran you off the road." Well, obviously I'm in a ditch here. He had the old freaking like hockey mullet and shit, but this man was not playing hockey. He was running me off the road and then popping my hood and tasting my battery acid. He's like, "Well, you look like a pig farmer." He's just like, he put his pinky, I'll never forget it, into my battery. It was leaking. He puts it in and he's tasting it. He's like, "Oh, it burns, but yeah, I don't think you got too bad of a leak in your radiator." And then he left. And then all of a sudden, I called my father. He showed up. We called the cops, and then we got towed out of there. But the Ford LTD was my first car, and but what a car!
Jesse, then, what the hell is a Tyke Cozy Coupe?
It wasn't bad for me. It's the same thing as Brent's Korakuzzi or whatever hell Brent is driving.
A Kia?
No, he said Korakuzzi. I don't know what that is. You know what I
No,
saw, Larry?
He said he spelled Kia wrong.
I know. I'm kidding. What's a Cobra? I saw this car, like an SUV.
Hi, Layla.
Cobra. Layla, what's up?
Oh, yeah.
Shut the. You know what, Layla? You don't have any room to talk unless you get up here. I know.
Well, I can't make anybody a mod.
What are you talking about? You could log into it.
I am. Yeah. No, no.
Yeah, but no, no, you're not, because both of us can do all of it. The same. Yeah, Larry was a G. I don't know how he did it. Probably it's all. It's take a break. What are you talking about? And by the way, Layla, I have been pretty quiet this whole stream. Ask around. If you had been here the whole time, you would know, sissy. Ever. Just for that, you know what? Like, this is a penalty. I'm going off game. Yeah. You don't get to see me. This is your big penalty. This is just shit. And Layla, why haven't I seen you in Southwest Ranch Simulator? And by the way, folks, I want to announce this now. Larry and I are going to be bringing a whole new gaming series. Get ready. It's yearly golf. If I got to buy the fucker, I know he'll buy it because he loves golf. And it is 2K golf. And he likes 2K golf.
Oh,
So we'll be bringing that.
look in the chat. That was Jesse's first car.
What did Jesse have? Hold on, let me
Look
see
in
here.
Twitter chat.
Okay. I'm gonna look right now. Jesus. You know what? That is kind of. I never even had that. I told you, Jesse. My father was refused to let me or any of the kids, and I was the youngest, to have a bike in our area. You know. Listen, we lived on a road called. Maybe you have heard of it. You want to know? Here, I'll dox it out. My original home. I used to live in the town called Springtown, Pennsylvania. You ever hear of that, Larry?
Nope.
Exactly. That's why I'm a ghost.
But
I
lived in Spring City.
No, Springtown. And here's the crazy part. I was 5 minutes away from something that I do know, Regalsville.
Not really.
Whoa, I'm really in it. I'm a
Probably
real
flagged there,
ninja.
but I'm not familiar with that area, dude. You could say names of small towns in that area.
All right, Easton.
I've heard of it.
Aha! Which is 5 minutes from Regalsville.
I
See what I mean?
flagged in all of those.
That's how
Every day I
Pennsylvania is,
flagged
Larry.
with the Bell telephone
We're a bunch of
out of
fucking.
Allentown.
We have so many boroughs and districts. We're like, well, I'm from here, but it's literally 10 seconds from Easton. But you don't say that, you know what I mean? But yeah, I was like 5 minutes from Easton. If y'all ever heard. But I lived in Beth. I went to school and I grew up mostly in Bethlehem.
A golf
in that
gaming
area.
channel? Who's making a golf game?
No, golf gaming channel, whatever. Layla knows damn well. And by the way, all you guys should know by now that we do golf every year. Larry and I did golf last year, right, Larry? Remember that? That was a ball. And then Larry got too good for my swing. But now it's a whole new game because we're starting off on the same foot. We're going to, Larry will get it. I know he will. And I don't even.
I'm not buying a new golfing game.
Oh, yes, you are.
I got the two that I have.
Oh, no. I'll buy it for you. Go fuck yourself. I will buy it for you. All right. You're playing the new one. Okay.
What's
And
the
if they
new
have
one? I
facial
may have it.
recognition, motherfucker, you're put your face on the golfer like I'm gonna do it. And it's content. But I'll buy it for you. I have zero issues buying the game for you. That's
What if I don't want my face on the golfer?
Why wouldn't you not? Let me ask you that.
Thunder said
Crickets.
I'm buying it, Larry. You gotta get it.
Yeah. Deflection. Yeah, he wants it. You're damn right, Thunder. Intense. Yeah, thank you, Layla.
Well, here's the thing. Right now, Four ain't playing no fucking golf. He's all engulfed in some fucking rant.
Hey,
He'd rather
Listen
clean
here.
up chicken poop than golf.
hey, Don't you criticize my ranch. My
He'd
ranch
rather
is
leave dead animals and meat laying all around.
no, I
his
gotta do what I
property.
gotta do to make the ranch survive, okay? And everyone else that runs a ranch out there knows what I'm talking about. If you had a ranch, you would know. Why don't you come get it?
Here's the thought: you got a lot of money. Kill all the big pigs
That's what I'm
and
doing.
kill
I
a
just
bunch
said
of
the next
small ones and
episode is
save.
Slaughterfest.
Uh,
It's we're
That's what
killing
I would
everything.
do. I seen all the goats you had too. What the fuck you
Every,
got all that?
oh,
Do you
I'm
milk
wiping the
them?
map. Wiping the map with them. And we're gonna start making cheese
I
as
wouldn't
soon
even
as we
have.
get it. Because I gotta get some horses. I gotta start breeding horse. And
Here's
when
what
I
you
breed,
need to do. You need to keep 2 so they can breed. When they breed,
what
kill the small ones.
really?
Yes, and then
Yeah, I know,
that
Larry.
way
I'm
you
gonna,
have time to go make cheese and collect eggs. I saw your egg mess today.
you see
That's
how many eggs I
bad,
got? Oh, I
dude.
am in egg heaven. I have so many eggs. I'm
You
so
gotta
happy
get
with
them.
I got them.
You have
I'll
to
get them.
start putting them in a fucking basket.
They're not gonna get old. I want to see how many eggs. I'm doing it for a
He wants
thumbnail,
me to get the
Larry.
farm game so I can come and do this menial fucking work on his
No,
ranch
no,
while he
no,
runs
no.
into town.
Hold on a minute now. Hold on a minute now. That's not what I want. I want you to get the game so I can invite you into the server. So you my game, so you can buy one of the ranches and start from scratch and do what I did on your own plot. Then I can help you, and then you can pick up the chicken poop on my place. You know. You can, I mean, like I hate the chicken poop. I don't mind the pig poop. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god,
I'm
what is it
serious.
on Steam?
Yes, and
What
then
is
like
it called?
anyone. Ranch Sim. But you'll see the deal was $15, Larry. You might have missed it for both games.
$15.
It was. I'll buy it for you. God, are you? You know what? Jesus, I
Yes,
know I
I'm a
didn't. You know what?
cheapskate.
To be honest, I didn't buy Larry a Christmas present last year, so I feel bad about it. So I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to make rights with that. But I'm telling, why not? Why? What's better than me, right? Not much. Okay, but imagine you will be on top of it. This is like an unbelievable sandwich that you can't force down the.
There's a couple of
Force it down. What? What's it say? It's to say Ranch Sim.
Yeah,
The
all
Southwest
3 of them
Ranch.
say ranch.
No, you go to the Southwest Ranch Simulator, and then that will have a bundle. Oh yeah, yeah. This is perfect. Show me
This one?
that. Yes. Now that'll have a bundle. Now watch. Click on. Look at $10. Oh my God, you're paying less than I did.
What's this? Build, hunt, farm.
That's the same thing. Look at this. See, okay. See how I paid 15?
But I have
You're
to
gonna
get the
bundle
same
that.
game as you if I want to go in your server.
No, that is the same game. You have to bundle that. See, so you're gonna pay
Bundle
15.
what?
See, 6. Listen, the ranch. To see the top one, the red one, Ranch Sim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Okay, that's the main game. You need that game to play the DLC, which is what you're seeing me play. But they come together.
Southwest Farm Expansion Pack.
Right. So here's the thing. You get 2 games in one. This is the best thing ever. So ranch, this is all up in the north and stuff where it rains and there's thunderstorms and shit. It's a whole new ranch. It's a whole new farm. The Southwest Ranch is the southern version, which is why you see the dust storms. So you can get both. I haven't even tried the northern one yet. So you get 80% off after $24.
What northern one?
When you get the pay, you're gonna get both. Just get the goddamn bundle, and it will give you both.
Where do you see
you're
a fucking
saving.
bundle?
Yeah, yeah. Look at this.
Where do you see a bundle?
You have to click on the game first, Larry. You can't just click on it. Click on that one. All right, go down. Buy. Okay, so buy Ranch Simulator. No, go to the no. Go. I'm sorry. Go back to the Southwest one. You want that one.
Well, this one's
because
great.
Add all DC. So 10.
Music, never.
No, you don't want that. You just want the. You just want the. There should be I don't know why that's doing that. It should be you buy the Ranch Simulator. Watch your information here, Larry. Don't buy that on stream. if you buy that, yeah, see, look, now here you go. See how I just said you pay 15? This is what you want. That's what the bundle. See how it automatically bundles it for you? I'm all excited. I know. No, you don't have to do it. I'm just saying, you know, what the hell? Right? I got to pee again. God dang it.
Are you sure I can play with you?
It's a Steam game. Look at Larry. Here, you know what? Here, I'll show you right now. Watch. I'm going to hold on. I want to, you know, we're going to test this before Larry does anything here. Let's go to this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to here and then I'm going to share window. I know what I'm doing here. I think this will work. You see this, right? You're seeing it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go over here. So if I go here and load my game, I better be hurried because I got a lot of. You're hearing it, just seeing it here first live here. Sorry to folks to divert from car content here towards the end of it, but I'm going to. I guess got to show Larry before he spends any times. All right, so if I hit this, right, menu, invite friend, let's see if it brings your name up because we are friends here. Yeah, there you are right there. See? So
Yeah.
I just wanted to do that quick. And that was worth it, wasn't it, Larry? All right, let's save and exit. We'll get the hell out of here. Because you can't, you listen, it's Southwest Ranch Simulator. And just ranch sim, you can't mess around. The time does not stop. There's no pausing. So that's why every time I come up and get up to get a cigarette or grab a drink or pee, I just shut the whole game down because I'm not. You never know what could happen, you know. And I've had not a lot of things die on there under my care, except for when it's purposely done. Playing with balls is very what? Oh, it's very you though. Oh, well, I should have known Layla's grammar was that off. I've been drinking a couple of beers. Layla, you have to excuse me there. Sister pants. I don't know what to tell you, man. Layla, how's the kid doing? This has been a great stream, Larry. I've really had fun. I'm glad we did this, and I'm glad we went over all 10 topics. I think. Holy shit! How the hell did we do that? We did. Holy shit! There was the slow speed suspension clunk, Larry. We never went over the slow speed suspension clunk, but I care more about our friends. It's a clunk from the front of or the rear of the car that happens when you turn the wheel, but you can still hear it even if you're parked, like you're not moving. Not parked, but not moving. But if you go over bumps and stuff, it gets kind of, it could dissipate or not. It's one of those things. But we cover that on the next episode. You know, the first was about lubrication. This one's about noises. The next one's going to be about heads. So I really hope you guys are going to be joining us for that. It's going to be a great show. And yeah.
I don't know if I have to close out and back in to see it, or if I did not complete the purchase.
What happened? I got to work, folks, from 10 a.m. to 7 tomorrow. Can you believe these motherfuckers? Been air all over my ass. I got it, but I'll be around later tonight. But then I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to try to go to bed. Larry, my schedule, if you're going to buy the game, I'm going to be around. I'll make sure I'm around to get in there.
7 o'clock, I'm watching
Trust. Oh, you WWF. And not the World Wildlife, the Panda Foundation. The one that has the panda on it. Like that's why the WWF, that's why Vince had to change everything, because of the World Wildlife Foundation. And Larry knows it's true. Thunder can tell you the same thing. I mean, but I would still always refer to it as the WWF. Fuck the WWE. But it is more accurate to be at, but it wasn't as hard. It's not as hard hitting. But, you know. Slap it on your head, Jess. I heard that fixes keyboards. I agree. I'm going to be late as fuck tonight. You got to pick up the kid at the airport. Oh, really? Yeah, you guys are gonna love it. When I get up north again to Pennsylvania, I mean, maybe you won't love it. Maybe you'll hate it. Just don't even come. Then this way you don't have to do the work to decide. But Larry and I will be going live. Maybe we'll do some casino gambling, Larry, right? From the casino. Or maybe we'll even, moreover, we could even do dinner, if not the casino, or maybe both. You'll never know what you'll see out of Larry, Lori, and I. Of course, that's up to Lori's discretion. I'm sure she will be around, but maybe she'll be up in the room getting, doing her thing. I don't know what she's gonna do. I hope she's around, Larry, to do some gambling with us. I don't know. I've seen Lori, but I don't know if Lori ever, goes on a live
never
stream.
agreed to the terms of the purchase.
Oh, well, with the check mark? Yeah. The people's elbow, yeah. And that's the other thing. I've had people, whatever. I remember walking around fucking Liberty High School ring and seeing Dwayne Johnson walk around that ring with me back in like 92 and shit. 93, 1991, 92. 91. Because I was going to, I failed 7th grade, folks.
I'm downloading it now.
And way to go, Larry. This is going to be great. This is, Larry, we had, what's it called, going, and then that turned into be pretty repetitive, the horror one.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I
I
love.
just wish this was on PlayStation because I still have yet to use my fucking PlayStation.
Yeah. Yeah, Dwayne Johnson, man, that was. I didn't know he wasn't The Rock then, though. He wasn't at The Rock. He went to Freedom High School for like a year, and I went to Bethlehem Catholic, and we were rivals. Like, it was like, and my grandfather and grandmother were literally the house. What was the fucking street? Right in the backyard of the football field. Like, that's where my grandparents lived when I was growing up as a kid, all through high school, all to my 20s. Like, that's where it was. And Dwayne Johnson actually bought his mother. Larry could probably knows about this. He bought his mother a huge mansion in a part that they call Lower Saucon, and it's right outside of a town called Hellertown, right in between Bethlehem and like Springtown, where I live. And that's where The Rock's mom lived. So that Rock was always in and out because he went to Freedom. His mom, I guess the family liked the area, and then they eventually sold the place back, I don't know, probably 10 years ago, I would think. It wasn't like, 25 years ago. It was like within the last decade, I would think. Yeah, maybe it's getting on 15 now. Hey, Ghosty, what's up? We're just shooting the shit about different things. We covered a lot of things automotive. I'm getting ready in a little while to get some lunch, but we're still here for a while, just having some fun.
Not allowed to bitch at me, Josh.
What happened?
Larry, that's like your fifth smoke in the last 45 minutes.
No, he's talking cars, Jesse. You got to give him a little bit of leeway here, okay? Jesse's fucking hilarious, man. She can do whatever I mean, I'm not going to argue it. You don't see me arguing it. This isn't my channel. Shit, I'm not arguing shit. Not happening around here. Woo.
So the DLC just goes on to the ranch simulator?
Yeah, you just start on you just go to the Southwest Ranch. Yeah. I have never, when I loaded up, it was just the Southwest. I just clicked on the, how it makes the bookmarks on your desktop?
It just added it to the,
yeah.
The DLC just added to the game.
Yeah, just click the DLC. I haven't even gone to the north yet. Like where you live. I'm down, this DLC is down, towards Punky, like in southwest. So there's 2 ranches. You can't cross, not contaminate, but you can't cross them. And I don't think it's not the same character as what I think. I don't know.
I'll be down in the Southwest. I mean, I bought the DLC.
Oh, I love it. I wish there was rain, but that's not what it is. So I don't know. I think it would be cool. And you know a lot about farming.
Well, I'll get a ranch right across the street.
Yeah, and I would even, dude. You need to join my game. You make your whole new game, and you can invite me to yours. I can invite you to mine. You see what I'm saying? Or you could actually be at my farm in my game, or I could actually. It's like it's weird. It's and we can have up
So
to
we
4
can't,
people.
like in your server, I can't have a place of my own across the street.
I don't know that yet. That's what we need to test. But I'm sure if you looked on Reddit, you could find or Steam forums, we could find the answer pretty quickly.
I'm just going to help you on yours.
Well, no, I want
I'm
you
just
to
gonna
make
help you on
yours.
yours. I don't have any interest in playing the game by myself.
Well, yeah, but oh, I see what you're saying. Well, then what we'll do, we'll buy you a ranch and you make all the shots. You see what I'm saying? It's your ranch. I think that will work. I think it works like that. I think it's like shared. That's why they have a kick player button. I think if you invite somebody into the server, they share money possibly and all that. That's what I would hope. Because how am I going to have, how would you have me out in the fields doing the tractor work? Dude, we're going to need somebody on the tractor. We need Karen and Punky on the tractor. You know what I mean. I'm kidding, but I'm not. I don't know how it's going to work, but either way, I can invite you onto my farm hands down, and you can be
I'll
here.
drive the shit to town.
Whatever, buy whatever cars you want. Tell me how much money you want. Like I don't know. Tell me what you want, or if we have to do it, I'll buy it for us. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't know how it's going to work. I've never dabbled into the multiplayer, but I hear that
Well,
it
you
works.
can invite me when you're in the middle of a game, right?
Yeah, well, we
So
can
if I
test
see
it
you
after the
live,
stream.
I'm going to be like, invite me.
But we're going to test it after the
And we
stream.
got to figure out a way to communicate.
There's probably, yeah, we will. That's a good point. If worse, we could just have this call and have a
That's
separate
fine.
tab.
Yeah,
Because I
no
did
problem.
crash today. I was gonna do like a 5-hour stream because to catch up with anything. But
Yeah.
I really like the white defense. Like that, Larry. I think it's gonna be like it has to be. Because why would you give the opportunity to kick a player? What could they do if they can't interfere with your shit? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I could be going around killing all your animals,
Exactly. So why?
disassembling your house.
Yeah, but you can't. You would have to have rights to the property to do that. You see
Oh,
what I'm
I don't
saying?
know.
So that's what I'm saying. No. I'm hoping that you do have rights, so you can do anything. Everything is shared, and you can do whatever. We'll have
Can't
to
you
test it out.
talk to each other through Steam?
Probably. You would know better than I. I'm newer at the whole
Well, if
I'm
you're
a
doing
console
OBS,
Well, yeah.
just make a call.
Well, I'm not. I don't know how to make it. We would just stay in this call.
You don't know how to make a fucking meat call?
I don't. No, I'm not. I don't. No.
Wait, what?
Larry, I don't make calls. I make them. You understand? Did you get that little piece of like smart ass?
You know your main Google
I
page?
don't create calls. I
There's
make them.
9 dots at the top. Just click on that. Go to Google Meet. What I do is I
Larry.
start it on my phone.
Folks, we were here
And
for
then
35
I'll send the
minutes
link
because
to
of a
someone,
fucking
and I'll bring it
thumbnail.
on my PC.
All right? Yeah.
I'll make the call on my phone, send the link to somebody on a PC on Twitter or something.
This is like making rice
And
in
then
ancient
I
India.
will go on my computer, click on that, and it'll say switch here, and I'll switch. That way the call stays on. There's no time limit. And then
Yeah,
there you
Punky,
go.
I'll be a longhorn. God dang it. What'd you say, Larry? Sorry, I was distracted.
Nothing.
No, I heard everything you said.
Apparently not.
You said something about the wire, and it came down to the band to who's it to the who's it, what's it on.
No.
I disagree with that.
I start a Google Meet call on my phone.
Yeah, and then you send it to yourself to Lori, and Lori sends it to you.
Or I'll send it to you if I
This
can
would
get
not be
you on my
possible
phone.
without Lori.
By the way, guys, I tried to send him the link from my phone to
Oh,
his
here
Twitter,
we go.
and because he spells his names with this stupid lettering, I couldn't. It didn't come up.
Like
in my thing.
Layla, why don't you yell at her? She's the one that got me all involved in all this stuff. This millennial
I'm
bullshit.
just saying.
I'm
So
trying-
if Ford
I'm-
does it on his phone, he can send me a link in Twitter a lot easier.
Now, wait a minute, Larry.
So what I had to do today is send it to Lori, jump on through that link, then send him a link on my PC. I can't send him a link from here because of how he spells it. It doesn't come up in my list of people on Twitter to send anything to, share to.
I'm just gonna switch my whole. I've only had the same handle for 11 years. You know what I'm gonna do for Larry? I'm gonna change that handle. I'm gonna change it to 4 scores and 7 beers ago. So Larry has the exact. He's like,
hey, that way everyone would know who you were, and people that were trying to get a hold of you when they type in 4 score 7 beers ago, they'll find you.
well, maybe I don't want Nick to get in touch with me or Noodles to get in touch with me.
Then just change the lettering to normal font.
What are they gonna say? Oh, here's 4 scores, but he's got normal font. I'm not gonna mess with him now.
Change the band of who's that's whatever the fuck it is to fucking normal font.
Larry,
It's that easy. Go in and just change the font of your name you have now.
I'm trying to keep character here. Larry. Yeah. I'm starting a Guess Who I Am channel. Well, we already know who you are, but we are not allowed to say it. So that'd be interesting. You should just pop in the random belly button community channels, you know what I mean? And be like, hi, can you guess who I am? If you can guess, I will give you 1,000 euros. That'll be the only hint you give them. What happened?
All right, Layler. Later, Tater.
Oh, Larry, did you ever? I'm going to show you. I got to show you a picture of. Oh, you know who I got to share this channel with? Who you love, Mr. Dirty. My good friend, Mr. Dirty, who I met in Vegas when I ran out to meet Rosie O'Kelly. And by the way, I'm also planning an outing. Larry, if you're interested or can arrange it or anything, if you're, it would be
Layla
Lori or
read my
something.
mind.
Huh?
Layla read my mind.
What'd you say? I'm starting to get
See you in a while, crocodile.
all right, later,
Later, Tater.
later,
Like-
alligator. Yeah.
But I said Tater.
Yeah, because you
Then
like
I
to
was
call
going
her
to
Tater.
change crocodile to something else starting with a P.
Ooh, that's a bad word, Larry. Do you have any proof on that?
I'm inside you, Larry. Ooh.
Dang, okay. That sounds like something
Uh,
Cyrax would say, Layla.
actually-
I'm very suspicious.
You better look behind you because I'm inside you.
Whoa, Larry, that was one early old Hemi.
Keep an eye out in the next 9 months. So we'll
Oh,
be popping in.
Oh my God, Larry. She's like, okay, bye. She did an Ariana Grande. Bye. Mm-mm. I keep mixing up the camera off with the
Yingling
camera on, folks.
Auger.
Sorry. I meant to have it this way. It's just root beer. I put the label on the other. I don't think they care anymore. I don't think
Dude,
I think the
really?
drinking thing stopped with Susan. And I'll tell you another thing. I like some of these. Let's go into other news. All right. This is the grinding gears in other news, right, Larry? We're gonna wrap it up with the power around. All right. You ready for the power around? All right. In other news, we heard that Zelensky was over in Trump's office, and that turned out to be a disaster. He ended up being kicked out of the White House, and then they pretended to be friends. Moving on from politics, let's talk about the new thing, the new upcoming thing. A little bit related. But Elon Musk, apparently, I've heard rumor that he's going to be not discontinuing his car manufacturing in the next decade. So that's interesting. So let's see how much you can squeeze out of it.
cool. Hey, what controller are you using?
I am using the Logitech blah, 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 blah. And this is a great...
Okay. All I have is
You probably know this one, right? I'm sure I have a
it
little
looks like a
condom on the
PlayStation
other one.
controller.
Because
have
my
this one.
thumb is very dirty. It goes in very dirty places.
I have this
Oh.
one. Look how dirty
Okay.
that is.
Looks like it's got
It's
some
been
rice-a-roni sauce
collecting
dust
dust.
on it, but that's okay.
Has resin on it for my thumb.
Well, no, this is I'm just saying. I don't know if
This
oh,
thing's
well,
fucking
here. Let's dox my controller. Listen, we're all about doxing here at
Let's clean my controller.
doxing controllers here at the. Well, it doesn't. It's going to show it backwards, folks. So we're going to need one of the.
Yeah, I'm not buying aftermarket. This one's already hooked to my Steam. It works
yeah.
fine.
Get a Steam Deck.
No, it's an Xbox controller and it's Microsoft. And guess what? The
Dude.
computer is Microsoft. So you don't have
at
to
that
do
white-
anything
You
special
know, white dot on there.
when you plug one of these in.
The hell is that? You see that?
You
white
just
dot?
plug it in and it works
What's that?
because it's also a Microsoft product.
Is that from a
Xbox.
chicken and a biscuit cracker?
Are you listening?
Yeah, I am. I am listening.
I
I'm
doubt
just
it.
trying to get this.
You're talking
Tastes
about
like the
biscuit
grist.
crackers or some shit.
Well, I don't know what happened here. My microphone foam is. I've had bad. I don't have a good history with this phone.
You don't
It's
need
either
it.
lost
I'm
or
not hearing any popping.
No, because it's. We talked about this earlier. Larry criticized me. He's like, "You get a Billings microphone. You're an idiot. You would have saved $190." I'm like, "Well, maybe, Larry, but I feel good about my phone."
What did I just say? Nothing about a Billings microphone.
I know that. I made it, but we were talking about microphones before the show, and that you could get like a $10, $20
Yeah.
one that sounds just as good. And Steve has always said he has the same type of audio wear for a while now. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it would
I
make him
cleaned it.
dominant on the whole. His voice is
cleaned it.
very.
Looks a little better.
It
It's
looks a
still-
lot better. Look at that.
Still
Before
kind of fucked up though.
someone take a couple screenshots of the before and after and just throw it right down in the old chat. It'd be great. We're not against all that type of stuff. But I think we'll wrap it up here, guys. I got to pee, and Larry,
You think my controller's bad? You ought to see my keyboard.
Larry's whacking the controller, and so this is a good time. And we love all of you. Thank you so much for coming in. The questions were amazing. From Kathy's window wiping question,
There you go.
but dude, I drove home from we had to drive. I was 15. My buddy was 16. No, actually, I was older. Why was he driving first? I don't know how he got the job. Sideshow Carnival. We had to take a white van from a questionable character. We drove it, me and my buddy, around an hour and a half out to this carnival. And then all of a sudden, the wipers didn't work, and it started downpouring. So one of us had to drive out the head, and I drive at the wipers are very important. And if your wiper, hey Larry, one last thing to top it up before we go about wipers. What if what if it just doesn't work anymore? Is that just the motor in the wiper
Could be the
itself?
motor, could be the switch.
Now, how much does that cost to get a whole new
What you
motor?
gotta do is test it at the motor, unplug it, put your power things in, turn it on. Do you get 12 volts there? That's how you test electrical. If you do, then it's the motor. If you don't, then I'd be checking at the switch.
Well, you heard it here first, folks.
Karen says, "What the fuck? What the fuck you have an Xbox controller for?"
What happened?
For my PC. Because it's
we can play
Microsoft.
Xbox.
Yeah.
And he actually PS5 too. Brett Glazau made that known
I
yesterday.
wanted to use a PlayStation 3 controller when I had PlayStation 4 when I had my PlayStation 4. I had to download this little utility
Or for Karen.
that I had to run it in the background when I wanted to use the controller, and it changed the PlayStation controller to an Xbox controller and all that. This, I don't got to do none of that. I just fucking plug it into USB and it recognizes it as a controller in Steam.
Exactly. And that's
It's
the
easy.
beauty of controllers, Larry. And it brings home the old memory of, oh, dang it, what happened to my bunny?
I thought we agreed to no bunny.
What are you talking about? I thought we were talking about that I can bring the bunny in at certain times, Larry. What happened to that? What
I
happened
don't
to my-
recall that.
I said it.
I see.
I said it.
Okay.
And Karen was there and she remembers it. Now I'm all exposed and stuff. Look at those eyes. I can bat my eyes at it. Larry.
All right, everyone.
Karen, he's taking the bunny away.
Been a good show.
I got a fat booty. I wish I could turn my ass
And I'm
around.
the one who has to end it, so I'm going to go ahead and end it.
I can end it right now. I can hit end stream.
Can you?
Yeah, ready?
Yeah.
Bye, y'all. Love you.
See if this works.